Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where two mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now, here are your hosts, Garth Jada and Jason Mitchell.
Good evening and welcome back to the very last session of Animal Disaster Month, Hindsighters. We are talking about a very special movie tonight, and we also have a super special guest back in the studio with us. Ooh. We're so excited to see her. It's Katie. Say hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie. Not a big surprise there.
So say hello. You already did, sorry. But yeah, so Katie, let's just jump right into it. What did you select for the very last session of Animal Disaster Month?
Well, you can't have an Animal Disaster Month without Jurassic Park.
The original. Is so true.
Yeah, that is
Dinosaur
true.
DNA.
So what did you pick?
You asked.
Jurassic Park.
At least you didn't spray in my
Hold
direction
on to your
this
butts.
time. Hold on to your sharks.
So many.
But yeah, so we've got all sorts
not
of...
a single shark in this entire damn movie.
I know, what the hell.
Yeah.
You and I were so unoriginal with our picks for our Animal Disaster Months, Jason. We both picked shark movies, and everybody else was more original than we were. So.
Well, so we went shark,
If
spider,
you press her head,
dinosaur.
that's how she bites.
It's like a shark.
Wait, what did you say?
If you press her head, she bites. Or like
Okay.
opens.
Yeah, if you just don't tap her head, then she bites even harder.
Yeah, that's and we're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen.
Being the main girl on this show, I've told you, it's a trial and a tribulation. I'm just saying.
We are, of course, talking about the 1993 Steven Spielberg directed, Michael Crichton written, epic $900 million movie.
$100 billion.
Yeah, this is a movie that they paid Michael Crichton $2 million up front
Did they really?
before he finished the book.
What?
Steven Spielberg was actually working. He was going to make a movie called. He was going to make a movie called ER. and then he found out about this Michael Crichton project
And was like, let me do that. Hard
Yeah,
left.
this is the one to do. And he beat out by a few hours. Do you know what other director
Do tell.
was? Well, take a guess. What other director do you think was chomping at the bit, so to speak, to direct this?
Oh, shoot. I don't even know.
David Cronenberg.
That
Don't make me hit you.
very different movie.
5 minutes in it.
Very different movie.
Love David Cronenberg. George Lucas.
No.
I'm trying to think of directors from the early 90s that would have been...
It's going to be so obvious when I tell you.
It is. Oh, God.
Mr. James Cameron.
Oh.
James
Cameron.
I'd like a plate of James Cameronian rings. Thank you very much.
James Cameron was going to according to Cameron, Spielberg beat him by a few hours.
I believe that James Cameron would have done a decent job with this as well. Like, I wouldn't have been disappointed if James Cameron ended
surprise, his version was going to be a lot more violent.
And
not a movie that got kids to fall in love with, paleontology.
Well, the book didn't get kids to really fall in love with paleontology either. Especially when it comes to Jeff Goldblum, they found and Hindsighters, as you well know, I'm super in love with Jeff Goldblum, but they found a much more attractive man to play him in the movie than the character that was described in the book. The character described in the book, Dr. Ian Malcolm, is he's like shiny bald. He's much older than Jeff Goldblum.
He's Jeff Bezos.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You nailed it. So, I think the James Cameron version probably would have turned children off of
probably so
liking dinosaurs.
So, how old was everyone when they saw this movie for the first time? I'll go first and
5.
say I was 14. I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
Did you?
I had to do the math, and thank you for doing it before.
You're welcome.
Did you guys see it in the theater?
Yes. And a thing, I did see it in the theater. My parents,
Second one, yes.
My parents were really sweet. Like a treat that we got to have every week is that we went to the movies together. And I know you're gonna make fun of me, Jason, but here's the thing: is that I flipped out. Never. I flipped out really hard, as hindsighters know, during Ace Ventura, thinking that Ace was gonna die, then the shark was gonna eat him, and I was losing my little 5-year-old mind the same year that came out. And I asked my dad on the way to the studio for that reason. I was like, "Daddy, do you remember me flipping out during Jurassic Park because I don't remember doing it. I remember being so wrapped and so just enthralled by the CG and everything, all the effects, that I don't even think I freaked out. I just was so enthralled by it that I couldn't get over it. He was like, yeah, honestly, I don't. He was like, you balled up. Like, you would get tense at moments. Like, you would grab my arm when something would happen. Like, when the T-Rex came out. He was like, I remember that.
Yeah.
You would grab my arm. And I was like, oh, and especially that part where the raptors, where they huff up against the glass in the kitchen. Oh, God.
When Pee Wee Herman goes. Yeah. For anyone who hasn't seen Pee Wee Park,
I'll send you the video.
You really
it's so
need,
great.
you really need to go on YouTube
My God.
and look
It's
for
classic.
it. I saw it in the theater as well.
Okay.
And I was 14, I think, 13 or 14. It was 93, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
93,
14, yeah. And it was a weekend thing because, back in the olden days.
That's what you did on the weekends. You went to the movie theater.
You would go to the movies. And it was me
COVID
and a bunch of, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It was me,
Here's one
it
of
was
those.
accurate.
me and several of my friends, and we were spending the night at a buddy of mine's house, and he had this big piece of property. And the movie didn't scare me a bit. I loved it. I mean, it was just like the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
That's
It
what I'm
was,
saying is that like I was so enthralled that I just
Because the dinosaurs were the good guys.
yeah.
well,
Well,
No.
not
When you're a
not in this
child,
one.
when you're
yeah.
a child, you go to see the dinosaurs.
yeah.
When you're
That's
Ace
true.
Ventura, you're not like, I'm gonna go see this guy get eaten by a shark.
You know, there's only 12
Damn.
minutes of dinosaur in this entire movie.
12
That
minutes?
can't
12
be
minutes.
true.
About 9 of that is animatronic.
Oh, you're talking about practical effects.
No, I'm talking dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs
Period.
total?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's 14 minutes because it's 9 minutes of practical effects, and then I think 5 or 6 minutes of CG.
oh my goodness.
And every-
that
yeah.
Unbelievable. It seems like
shocks
a
me.
much longer than that.
Yeah,
does. Because
Yeah.
they make such an impression.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They
Exactly.
Yeah.
but that's Spielberg doing Spielberg. Where it's you think that the dinosaurs are all over the damn movie, but you realize it's just little.
I'm gonna eat
Mostly,
y'all.
I'm about that leg.
I'm gonna bite that hairy leg. We've got to stop doing
Laura,
that.
Laura Dern. Oh,
Laura Dern, yep, back in the 90s. And,
can you guess who almost played Dr. Alan Grant?
oh, I should know this.
Now this one should be
Shoot.
obvious.
Oh, God, you keep doing this.
Who directed the movie?
It was Steven
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
So who was going to play
Liam
it?
Neeson.
No.
If wait, are we talking if James Cameron?
No,
directed, or-
Arnold
A-
Schwarzenegger.
As a, yeah,
I
Tom
would
Cruise.
choose the dinosaurs.
May Pother.
tiny Tom Cruise. Come on,
You can't
Spielberg.
catch me, gay thoughts.
Come on, guys. What has Spielberg,
Spielberg.
done? Think
Who
of
would-
some of his movies.
What's
He's done so many movies.
Who was in E.T.? No one in E.T. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
not
No,
Richard
no.
Dreyfuss?
I was about to
No,
say not Richard
Dreyfuss.
Dreyfuss. Was it going to be Tom?
What about Roy Scheider?
Harrison Ford.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that. Oh, all right.
They
that-
work, yeah.
I can
They
totally
work
see
together.
that.
Harrison-
That
yeah,
is obvious.
Harrison
Now
Ford,
that you
yeah.
say
I think
it,
I might
you're
have
right.
liked Harrison better.
Harrison
Well,
Ford.
according to
Samuel L.
Harrison
Jackson.
Ford, yeah, yes,
Then
he
you
would have
would've been
played
upset
both
if
of
Sick
them.
and
almost
mother
got eaten by a
effing tired
dinosaur.
of these mother effing dinosaurs.
Harrison Ford said he watched the movie afterwards, and he said, "You know what? Nope, I would have been wrong for the part. It was
Wow.
It was.
Well,
you
it
know,
would have been a
yeah,
Harrison Ford movie.
Yes.
It wouldn't have been a dinosaur movie.
exactly.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
there you would have gotten upset.
good
Yeah.
point.
Should he have almost gotten eaten by a
That's true
dinosaur?
because then like a big stone would have started rolling after him after the Jeep instead of a T-Rex. But
You know
Harrison
who I
Ford-
could see?
Huh?
Tommy Lee Jones. I could see Tommy Lee Jones playing Dr. Grant.
Of course, he could do it. He could
I
do
mean,
it.
he
He'd
Yeah.
pull it
could,
off.
but I
Absolutely.
feel the same way about Harrison Ford. Is like it would have been a Tommy Lee Jones movie, like
But no one
Volcano.
could replace Laura Dern, though.
Oh no,
No, she was amazing.
She was
oh my God,
perfect.
Laura Dern, we
In
love
every
you.
way.
You
She
were-
Yeah.
still is amazing.
She is.
She is.
Yeah.
She's on.
Big Little Lies?
Yes, Big Little Lies.
Just
Great series.
I
With
am
the
te-
love of my life, Alexander Skarsgård.
You got a lot of
Alex.
loves
I
in
love
your
Yeah,
him.
lives.
that's the
I
second
do.
one today.
It's okay.
Not a very faithful
And
woman, are you?
I will say, Jeff Goldblum's
Hey, now.
humor and their comedy in this is very Robert Downey Jr. Like I got those same
It
vibes.
is.
Like if you weren't paying attention,
Yeah,
you
better.
would have
Subtle
never
hint.
known.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love me a smart man. I love Jeff Goldblum in this movie. He's a little eccentric too, and that's kind of
He's
my
got
thing
a
as
rapier
well.
wit and a machine gun dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he just fires out words.
He
If
does.
you like Laura Dern, go watch Inland Empire I'm telling
Adam
you.
was about to say something.
No, I was going to say he had a very, very strong Scottish accent for about the
Yes.
first scene, and then he just fell
Spared
right,
no expense.
fell right back into his
We
British
talked
accent.
about this when
This
we
is
were watching
Richard
it.
Attenborough?
Yeah.
Or David Attenborough? Which is Richard?
Richard.
That's
Never
Richard
picked up on
Attenborough.
this.
Yeah.
No, John Richard Attenborough, John Hammond. So let's get into what this movie's about because some of
you
our
don't
listeners
know.
are a little bit younger. So
Yeah,
here's
that's true.
the thing.
This will be broadcast into deep space, where eventually an alien race will encounter. But they will have seen Jurassic Park.
But I feel like if you've seen Jurassic World, you probably watched Jurassic Park leading up to it or watched it after.
Do we
'Cause
have
your
to bring up
parents are
Jurassic
going to bring you to
World?
see Jurassic,
Jurassic
World.
World is where velociraptors were treated like dogs. So let me bring up Millie for the gazillionth time
Okay,
because
here we go.
I went to go see Jurassic World with some friends, and when the velociraptor, thank you, and the T-Rex attack the what was that special dinosaur? It was like the Kingosaurus or
Ultrasaurus,
Rex.
Pepsi
the Taco
presents.
Bellasaurus,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
You know
whatever it
what?
was.
This is a case for Dr. Google.
Yeah,
There you go, Dr. Google. Paging Dr. Google. If you could look that up for me, Katie, I'd appreciate it. But the raptor and the T-Rex team up together and attack the Ultra Taco Bellasaurus.
The Megalodon.
No, not Megalodon. But anyway,
a real
they
one.
team up, and that's like my dogs, Millie and Watson, because they're vastly different in size. And we've been in multiple fights, unfortunately, where
Oh,
we've gotten
Indominus Rex.
Indominus Rex,
Yes.
thank you.
Indominus.
But I've seen Millie and Watson get
Where does
into
he get
fights where they had to attack another dog, and we were watching Jurassic World, and a friend of mine just like slapped me. She was like, "Jade, it's like Millie and Watson in a fight," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks for that PTSD moment. Thank you."
Did you get injured recently by a dog? thought you-
Not recently. It was more than a year ago. But
Oh, okay.
My thumb almost got taken off by a dog about a year ago.
Okay.
Which was
Oh.
not fun. So that was I wasn't even talking about that, but yes.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought you had posted a picture or something where you had. Oh, anyway.
Oh no, I sent you a picture of where just Millie and I were wrestling.
Oh,
and
that's-
she
yeah, that-
scratched
yeah,
me a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Not nearly the same
Yeah.
thing as having my thumb almost taken off.
So
But
dinosaurs.
Synopsis. So
Dinosaurs.
Dino DNA, one of my favorite
That was
characters.
like super Savannah Southern, like
Yeah.
the guy
Who
speaking with
voiced-
the DNA. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
was-
the synopsis.
We got to get the first 100 pages of this book in a cute little thing, and it worked. It
Does
totally
anybody
worked.
have the book?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
we own it? Can I borrow it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I've got it in a box in my garage somewhere. I will find it for you, and you can absolutely
Pants.
borrow.
These pants are awful.
We got Dotson. We got
These
Dotson
pants.
here.
Are those Dadenlands?
Mhm.
Agers?
I made a comment. My boyfriend's like, "What's wrong with those pants? Pants are pants. They don't go out of fashion." I'm like, "They're slimmer now.
Yes.
Those are giant."
With those pleated?
Wayne
Yes,
Knight.
I
they
think
are.
they were pleated.
The
Yeah.
Mine
real,
too.
the
Yeah.
real star of the movie, Wayne Knight.
Newman.
Yeah, Newman.
Oh, Newman.
That's nice.
Newman. Yeah.
Don't mention my name.
Dotson. We got Dotson over here.
But
Yeah.
can I just point? I know we're gonna kind of jump ahead here, but
As we
there-
are
there-
wont to do.
There's a whole thing, and I'll bring it up later on. We can do the synopsis, but there is a piece of the the Wayne Knight's character,
So that's
Dennis?
Dennis.
Nedry.
Nedry. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole part of the Dennis Nedry story that it was so set up for a sequel, and then they didn't do that. And instead, they did The Lost World, which
Well, Pee Wee Herman
I
murdered
think-
him in his
yeah,
Jeep.
that's true.
Well, we're coming up to a part that I didn't pick up on when I was a child. And
Oh, the thing about money.
yeah, where he's like,
Same.
the waiter drops the check off, and he looks at Dodson, and he's like, well,
Don't get cheap
now-
on me, Dotson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, this explains why he's doing what he does. And then there's
Because-
a conversation with him.
And Hammond
and
later,
Hammond
because
later.
at first with
Yeah.
Dotson,
Yeah.
he's like, "Don't get cheap on me." That was Hammond's mistake, and I
Yeah.
never noticed that as a kid
Me
either.
neither, and I
Uh-uh.
loved it.
I just love when he puts the barbasol
I know.
on the pie.
Well, because okay, let's get to the synopsis for those of us who don't know what the movie's about.
Yeah.
So, industrialist John Hammond has created a theme park of cloned dinosaurs, Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar, a Costa Rican island. After a dinosaur handler is killed by a
Isla. They're
velociraptor,
very clear about that. It's Isla.
if you speak Spanish,
Oh, wait,
what
wait,
is it, Mr. Brown?
wait.
Isla.
The helicopter from Deep Blue Sea.
Yes. No, it's not because the helicopter in Deep Blue Sea was red.
No,
This
it
one's
wasn't.
Yes, it
That one's
was.
No, it was blue.
No. Am I doing?
You're doing it
Damn
again.
it! Oh, speaking of Mandela
You're doing
effect,
it
so
again.
I
Mandela.
mentioned how I messed up Dave Coulier with Jeff Daniels, and I was talking to Meg the other day, and she was like, I was like, I pulled a full Mandela effect, and she goes, "Excuse me, it's Mandela effect," and I was like, "No, it's not." So there was a whole moment.
That's
where
like a
I had to-
meta Mandela. That's a Mandela effect about the Mandela effect.
It was perfect. So
Do you know what the Mandela effect is?
Yeah, I actually
Okay.
heard. I know about it, and I listened to it actually on a podcast this
Okay.
morning. They talked about it.
Whoa, synchronicity.
Wait, you're listening to another podcast? What the hell?
Get out.
Now, this is foreshadowing that I never knew about when I was a kid, and I'll give him credit. My boyfriend pointed out when we were watching it. They're putting on the
Yes.
seatbelts right now, and what's the doctor's name again?
Dr.
Grant.
Grant.
Dr. Grant.
Dr.
No,
Grant
Dr.
Grant.
Grant.
is trying to put on the seatbelt, and he only has the two
We'll have
female
landed by the
parts.
time you get it right.
exactly, and then he ties it up, and he makes it work. And my boyfriend pointed out that it's foreshadowing because all the dinosaurs are girls, but then they make it work.
As far as we're aware, because the
Oh.
thing is,
I'll buy that.
the dinosaurs are
Yeah.
bred as female, but they're bred with amphibious genetics. So,
Spoiler.
Frog DNA.
well,
Okay. Remember, this is how you say it in Spanish.
Isla.
I've never ever said it that way.
Isla. I thought it was Isla.
I'm incorrect. I have been my entire life. I apologize.
And with
gentlemen.
that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for
I've got to go.
Tuning in.
Bye, guys.
You're dismissed.
We got more pleated pants.
I only speak it as a second language. Sorry, but
one
thanks
thing
for that
that
shaming.
One
That
thing
was
about this
fun.
movie that we're not getting because we have the sound off, and you have to talk about it when you talk about this movie,
What's that?
is the soundtrack.
Oh
The-
God,
the-
John
the-
Williams.
The John Williams,
Harry Potter.
just magnificent John
things.
Williams
Jaws.
music.
Yeah, he's
that,
done so.
You know, to this day, I'll drive around listening to this soundtrack.
That's the thing is that like with
Does it make you
most
feel cool?
movies,
Yes,
with most movies, I wouldn't.
I know I'm cool. I don't need music for that.
He doesn't need your edification, but I wouldn't drive around listening to almost any soundtrack these days. I think the last movie that I really loved the soundtrack of was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's good. The last soundtrack that I really enjoyed, not for driving around, but just for like kind of chilling and listening to, was Interstellar.
Okay,
I
what
lo-
about
the Hans Zimmer, the
You're talking
the
more
pipe
Yeah, Hans Zimmer
organs.
did,
yeah.
musical score type thing.
Yeah,
See, I'm thinking
yeah.
Baby Driver was the last one I listened to, and that's not a good one to listen to
Wow.
while you're driving,
No.
because then you're going real
No.
fast,
what about you,
especially
Miss
through
Conrad?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, I
What?
like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's just as jam packed with great tunes.
Well, but that's
okay.
not.
Your
That's not a
Adam, your
soundtrack.
age is showing.
That's no,
it is no.
Uh-oh. They're on to me.
I have not told them.
I did see
anything,
this
Mr.
in the
Brown, don't
theater
worry.
also, by the way, and I was of
We all did.
drinking age.
Oh well, see when you give away hints, there's
It's
nothing
just
I can do
it's a
about
gentle
So
hint.
he had just turned 21.
I
when this
turned
movie came out.
21. I cracked my
on
first
his birthday.
it.
beer.
Turned 21 in the movie theater watching Jurassic Park with dinosaurs.
Speaking of dinosaurs,
That was so
here's
bad,
our
I'm
first,
sorry.
No,
our
let's-
first
yeah.
view of a dinosaur, and
This-
she's looking at a fucking plant.
Laura Dern is
This
that's
scene-
the
This
the
is,
planner, like the map for the park.
No,
No,
it's
it's- no,
actually
it's a
lead.
She's
It's
a
Have you
bio
seen this movie
something
before?
But she's
doctor.
reading it.
No, she's not.
She's looking at
It's
the
Lee.
way the plant works.
She's studying.
Oh my
it.
God! My whole life was
Have
a lie.
you
I
ever
thought that
seen
was-
this movie
I thought
before?
it was a map. I'm not kidding.
That's why
I
she
thought,
looks. That's how she knows about the violets
Darth.
and the digestion of the dinosaurs. That's how she knows about.
because
all
she's a
that stuff.
paleobotanist.
No, she
Yep,
is,
yep,
and
that's what it
that's
is.
that's the thing about the book. That's and she's sort of she doesn't really get as much featuring in the movie as she does in the book, where she goes into a whole speech. Quit it. She goes
won't
into a
touch
whole
it anymore.
speech in the book where she's like, "Listen,
Phrasing.
these plants that you have next to the pool." Secrete like these pheromones or these whatever, and like it can poison the water basically, like, and you've got children swimming in it, so she's got a whole big dialogue in the book that we don't get in the movie.
She does
it
point
is a-
something like that out.
She
in
does,
there,
and
but
that's
it's
what I'm
not to
saying.
that extent,
It is
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, she's like, these
I read
things
the
will
book.
defend themselves violently if necessary.
Yeah.
So yes, I've seen this effing movie before. Thank you very much. But anyway,
This
love this
scene,
moment.
You can name
it
the
is
dinosaur.
amazing that
Brachiosaurus.
Yes.
this scene still holds up. It's
Oh, it
still
absolutely does.
So much
incredible.
money.
It is.
can't even imagine.
You did it, you son of a bitch! You did it.
So
Yeah.
so before I saw this, I asked someone who'd seen the movie, what did you think? And he said, dinosaurs exist. That's all he said because they're so realistic. Now,
Yeah.
the thing is that the danger of a brachiosaur, and a true paleontologist would know this, is they can whip their tail and kill a T-Rex with
Yeah.
their tail. So you would not get as close as they did.
We learned that from Land Before Time with the Brontosaurus, with
that
Littlefoot's
movie's
mother.
sad.
It is.
Yeah, I hate that movie.
God, that movie is heartbreaking. But
I mean, it's no Brave Little Toaster. But,
oh
you know.
God, I know you won't even do Brave Little Toaster. on
That
this
movie can go fuck itself.
It's like Adam teamed up with me. He was like,
I've
"I'll do
never heard
Brave
of it,
Little
but-
Toaster," but
yeah.
no, Jason, no.
That-
I
I
refuse.
watched that when I was a little kid, but it was so over my head that like it didn't occur to me that it was sad.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony
What about the
Tiger.
Velveteen Rabbit?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
that's
movie
tough.
too.
Yeah.
Bambi.
Yeah.
Bambi never
yeah.
abandoned me.
Oh,
Lion
that's
King
one
was
of-
where it first started hitting
Oh,
me. And Homeward Bound.
You mean
that's
Hamlet with lions?
pretty much. Homeward Bound was where it got me. I cried so
Homeward
hard.
Bound, Michael J. Fox, and what's her face from?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, there's a movie. Yeah. So let's get back to the
Dinosaurs.
subject. We haven't gotten to that yet, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I like teared up even as a 5-year-old seeing the CGI of the dinosaur,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
It's
brachiosaur
stunning.
leaning
Yeah.
Oh,
up
yeah.
to get the leaves out of the tree, and it was just so impressive
Well,
to me.
It's
It always gets me.
it's
still
remarkable.
impressive. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
it's
It
not.
still
You can
gets me.
definitely tell, especially after Jurassic World has come out. Now, like you can tell the dinosaurs aren't as good in this movie, but they still are just fantastic.
I think they
We
still.
got a musician in the house.
Who the hell was that?
Oh.
It's amazing how the movie holds up.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It does very
and
well. I enjoyed it.
Well,
Yeah.
because that's one thing I also discussed with my dad on the way here. Because after the Ace Ventura question, I was like, remember that time we went to the beach and you and I were like curled up on the couch and we were watching like The Blob and we were watching King Kong. 'Cause it was just like a block of movies that came on. And so I was watching it with my dad. And even back then, I must have been like 14. I said, Dad, did this seem real when you were really watching it when it came out? And he goes, honey, this is as real as it got back in the day. And to
It was
me-
terrifying. We've
Yeah.
talked about this.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but like to me, this hasn't changed. Jurassic Park holds up so well as far as the CGI goes.
Well, and that's the thing about it being like
Hello, John.
scary. Because whenever I saw this, and like I said, I was, it was,
Mr.
it was a group of
DNA.
us, and we went to my friend's place, and he had this big piece of land that he lived on, and we were out playing. We were just running around being 14-year-old kids, and it
Lucky
was after dark, and I was running down his driveway, and I was by myself, and I kind of stopped, and I heard something in the bushes go snap. And instantly, I was like,
Hell no.
holy shit, there's a fucking dinosaur, man. They waited until this moment.
To
They were
reappear.
waiting for this movie
Damn
to
it.
come out. And actually, it turned out it was a fox.
Well, it's like you're.
Yeah,
it's like
it was
when you're
like
in a
the-
freshwater pool and you're like, I'm being followed by a great white shark. I know I am. Like you just freak out. It's just an instinctual reaction. So when you, when you hear that,
And it
kind of
turns out
stuff
it's just Jeff Goldblum.
happen- it's Pee Wee Herman.
Guys,
I'm gonna chase you on my bicycle. But yeah, so here's the thing: we never really, nobody ever let me finish the synopsis, which I guess is kind of a running gag on
all
the
right, everybody,
show
sit back.
now.
Let's do the synopsis.
It doesn't
Proceed.
matter. A bunch of
Proceed.
scientists are invited by John Hammond to come and basically give their blessing
Raising Boo.
to this. Shut up. Give their blessing to this Jurassic Park that he's created, which, as everybody knows, all the animals in Jurassic Park are from the Cretaceous period. So there's that. Don't sigh dramatically at me. But Dr. Ian Malcolm is there along with Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler, and they're all there to kind of give the green light for the park because it's supposed to be like a Disney World type of thing, but for dinosaurs.
Yeah, Michael Crichton said he wanted John Hammond to be sort of a dark Walt Disney.
Yes.
And even in the book, he really doesn't come across as dark. You know,
No,
he's not really bad.
I agree.
You know, the movie is pretty faithful to the book.
I would say
with
so.
one massive difference.
Besides Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the big thing.
Who buys it in the
Who's
book.
like an overweight, completely shiny bald
Well,
guy.
no, he dies.
He
And
gets eaten?
that too.
Yeah, he dies.
No, because
No,
he's
he
in
doesn't get
Jurassic.
eaten.
No, because he's in Jurassic.
Lost World.
Lost World. Thank
No,
you.
that's one of the things they actually mentioned at the beginning of Lost World, the book. How it's like,
And Crichton
It
wrote that
seems
too?
like he dies. Like when he gets dropped.
no, he
by the-
died. No, he did. He absolutely
Oh man,
dies
I must be
in
misremembering.
Jurassic Park. When Michael Crichton wrote the sequel, he wrote the sequel to the movie.
Oh,
The Lost
okay.
World, the book, is the sequel to the movie.
I
Jurassic
did not know
Park.
that.
Yeah.
Damn, just
Yeah.
got schooled. Thank you. I'm just getting schooled all
You know
over
this
today.
movie has dinosaurs in it, right? Like,
There's so
Mr.
much
DNA.
depth, so many
here's
layers.
Here's your
yeah, the
part
auto.
where he asks what kind of what does he say?
Autoerotic.
Oh,
Because
where's
the
our
lawyer.
subtitles?
We don't have them right
Oh,
now.
here, I'll put the
Jason,
subtitles
pull
on.
them up if you have a moment.
Yeah.
But what's happening right now is that the scientists and Mr. Hammond are going on kind of the ride to explain how they bred the dinosaurs from mosquitoes that bit the dinosaurs in the first place way back in the
Ow.
Cretaceous period.
Something bit me.
They extracted the blood from the mosquitoes and, configured it with, amphibian DNA
Yeah.
Mhm.
and made dino DNA. And that's just what happened.
And it's funny because for people who were older when they saw this movie, there's like this ethical question of if you could clone dinosaurs, should you? Is that a good idea? Is it ethical to? And everyone
scientists were
everyone
so-
from our generation
Your
is like,
scientists were in such a hurry to
No.
figure
fuck
out if
yes,
they could.
clone the
So-
fucking things.
But there's
So now we
movies.
have,
There's movies that prove what
Henry
would happen.
Wu on TV.
Oh,
And if
yeah.
you don't
Yes,
know,
Dr.
he is
Wu.
also from Jurassic World.
Yeah,
Yes, he's
yeah.
been in.
We had to look. Well, I didn't know this, so I had to look
This
it
is
up.
where the water
Hold on,
skiers
Katie's
are.
saying something.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was done,
he's
I was
watching
done.
the water skiers hatch. But
Oh, BD
Go
Wong?
ahead, Kate.
Who are you
No,
talking
I'm not
about?
following up on that.
oh,
I'm
no.
done.
But what were you saying about Dr. Wu?
Oh, just
Henry Wu.
because I recognized him, but again, I haven't seen this movie in forever, so I had to look it up. My boyfriend was like, "I think so," but he knew the last name. We only hear
BD
the
Wong.
first name.
BD Wong?
Okay,
Henry
Woo.
Wu.
Isn't this guy supposed to be a
The Asian
millionaire?
guy?
come on then.
Oh.
Come on then. Like he's just
There's a little velociraptor being born right
yes, and
It's so darling.
Technically, I think it's supposed to be a Utah raptor, which who knows what that was supposed to be called when they found it in Utah. It was
because
gonna
that's
be-
where they
Ooh.
discovered them. Yes,
But
Yeah.
they were gonna call it the Spielberg Raptor because it looks like the raptors that are in this movie.
well, and that's a thing that we need to discuss as far
Okay.
as this movie goes is how people or scientists specifically believe that dinosaurs evolved because we still have sharks, we still have alligators. Those are living, breathing,
Extant.
extant dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Paddlefish. They're smaller. Yeah, paddlefish. They're smaller than they used to be. Sure, Megalodon used to be 60 feet long, and now the biggest recorded great white shark is about 22 feet long. Her name is Deep Blue, and that's a big deal. But a lot of scientists to this day believe that that dinosaurs evolved into bird-like creatures.
You mean birds?
Well, when they talk about this in the
Bird-like
movie.
creatures, AKA.
They're not like
Birds.
lizard.
Wait a minute. Do you mean Archaeopteryx?
Sure.
Yeah.
They're not as lizard-like as you
Yeah.
would expect. Is basically what it comes down to.
I actually
They're
get
birds.
I got
And
to see Archaeopteryx at the the Natural History Museum in London. The actual fossilized, and you can totally
that dinosaur,
you can
don't you?
totally see how
really
it's
like
a
it.
dinosaur
Wanna
with
see it.
feathers
I'm
on
gonna
it. It's
get
the
you
coolest thing.
maybe for Christmas. But yeah, a lot of scientists believe that they evolved
go.
into.
There, that's better.
Okay, I guess now that Adam's made such a big deal, so this is
Tell us a story here.
this
those that are
this does have a
listening
story.
Yes.
So I have a pop figurine doll of Jeff
Funko
Goldblum, where he's injured after the T-Rex has flung him into
gosh.
the wall of the bathroom. So he's got a splint on his little leg, and his little arm is bleeding, and the T-Rex is the reason why he's injured in the first place. The reason why this happened, the reason why I have this is because my cousin Wade told me when I bought my my house, he was like, "Hey, do you have a mantelpiece above your fireplace?" And I said, "Yes." And it was around Christmas time, so I just made the assumption and said, "I will be happy to put your Christmas card on top of the mantelpiece." And he goes, "It better have prominent placement." And he was really bossy about that. And I was like, "Okay, fine." So he was, bugging me about like, "Did it come in the mail? Did you get your Christmas card in the mail?" And then the Christmas card
Was
Jeff Goldblum.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Because he knew that this was my first celebrity crush, Jeff Goldblum, and he was like, and he has no tolerance for Jeff Goldblum, can't stand him. but-
Really?
No, he hates him. And he.
How do you hate Jeff Goldblum?
Well, I put out a little Facebook post where
He's
I was
just
like,
a goof.
I was like,
Funny.
I really want to see a series where Jeff Goldblum is just put out in the wild and he just can talk about how fascinating
Well,
everything
he has a
is.
show on Disney Plus.
He does, and
yeah.
that happened after I
Yeah.
did this post. It's like me predicting Sixth Sense all
Yeah.
over again. I was like, I can't wait for this to happen, and then it did. So
Now,
they gave him like a cooking show or
It's
something.
time, isn't it? Yeah.
According to
Jason.
the broadcast clock, we need to take a break, so we are going to do that and
On that
reset the
note.
cameras. We'll be back in about 1 second. And we're back,
Hey, gang.
and we're
So-
still watching Jurassic Park.
Before we kick off the segment, how about we give a shout out?
Yes.
To
Oh, yes,
our
yes,
really awesome
absolutely.
fans, not only Miss Katie, who has guest starred and is our super fan forever, which we know, but we have to say hi to some of our other fans, aka Angel and Kay. So thank you guys always for tuning in like you do. And thank you, Cody, particularly because I learned this week that he was buying stuff from our merchandise.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
moved some merchandise this week.
And
and-
Cody specifically bought a Darth Jader shirt, so
Yes,
thank you, Cody.
obviously a fan.
That was really sweet.
And for those of you who are interested, if you go to hindsight.show, click the store button.
I'm sorry.
I just added a bunch of new merchandise. So
We
if,
did.
If you need some underwear,
There goes next month's paycheck.
The
for me,
underwear, oh
It's
God.
fun to wear.
shirts, stickers,
Oh, I owe you a
notebooks.
pearl clutch from last week.
masks.
Yeah,
For
masks.
a similar reason.
Yes.
But yeah,
I
we've
like
got
lemons.
Do you like to bite them?
Oh, this is taking a turn south.
You should try it.
A shout out to
Without
Danger
choking
Brown
yourself.
too, who's also one
That's
of
the
our
thing.
biggest fans.
Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes,
is
Kay.
basically what we wanted to say.
yes,
Kay,
thank you.
Angel, and Cody, thank you particularly
Danger
for being
Brown.
such good
Yes.
and Danger. That's right.
Yes, he
And
loves our show.
Oh, I love that. And apparently, Addie thinks I'm cool.
Very cool.
So that's good. Thank you, Adam's children, for tuning
Yes,
in.
yes.
Yeah, my
We like
boyfriend
that.
doesn't believe that your son is named.
Well, that's his middle name.
Yeah,
well,
but no, that's even
Danger's
better. But
his
he doesn't
middle
believe.
name.
He
He knows
jokingly
that.
said that's his middle name. I'm like, no. He goes, "You're kidding." I was like, no,
Real thing.
that's his real. That's real.
In reality.
I want to see a birth certificate.
Yes.
Okay, so the movie.
I had a friend who's he had a kid named Slade Riker. His middle name is Riker.
It's
after Commander
just
Riker.
Slater.
Yeah.
It's a mononym.
So anyway, so the movie.
The movie. We're at the point of the movie where John Hammond has all of these scientists, and he thinks that Dr. Ian Malcolm is going to team up with his lawyer friend, and basically discredit the park.
Well, the in the beginning of the movie, a worker at the park was killed by a dinosaur, and so the sort of
Damn.
the impulse, the reason why the characters, all the actors, are there is because the investors want people to sign off saying that the park is safe, that
Right.
everything works,
So that's why
if
Dr.
not, they're-
Grant and Dr.
yeah.
Sadler there is
and
that,
Dr. and Malcolm.
No.
No,
Malcolm's with the
Malcolm is
lawyer.
there, yeah, to say.
Have
that
you
it's
seen
not
this
safe.
movie?
Yeah, no, because
There
he
are
says,
dinosaurs in
no,
this
because he
movie.
says I've got Ian Malcolm, but they think he's too flashy.
No,
Yeah.
like what he says in the helicopter, he's like, "I brought scientist, you brought a rock star." And
No. Before that, no. I got you on this one too.
Are we going to come to blows? I
know.
I don't know.
This is go all the way back to when Gennaro shows up on the raft, and they have the conversation about Malcolm and Dr. Grant, because that's whenever the guy says, "You'll never get Grant," and he's like, "Why not?" Because he's like me. He's a digger. because they're talking about Malcolm and I need 2 other people.
No, he says he's got them on board, but when you're in the helicopter, what happens is that Malcolm is not with Hammond at first.
No, but he's one of the people who's there to sign off on the part.
I agree, but
Well, that's
he's
what I'm
not,
saying.
He's okay. Then we're not disagreeing.
And at this
calm
moment right
down.
now, he's
So-
saying he's not with him.
But now
Right.
all 3
The
of
only
the
one with me is
scientists
the
are
blood-sucking
against
lawyer.
Hammond. They're
Yeah.
basically saying the plants that you have here, the animals, they're all in a new, completely different world that they don't know anything about, and they'll defend themselves violently if
Yes.
necessary. And that was just Sadler talking about the plants, but. The other scientists are like, yeah, you don't know what these animals are going to do in this whole new world, like, so no, and they're all coming down negatively on it. That's
Except
the
the
point.
lawyer.
yeah, and
Except the lawyer. The only person on my side is the,
The
blood-sucking
blood-sucking
Laura. Yeah.
and of course, once again, a hurricane shows up because we
Like-
all know
Because 2020,
Yeah.
2 hurricanes at the same time in the Gulf of
Yeah,
Mexico.
I know.
Yeah.
One of them aiming straight at my parents' house.
Oh yeah, yeah. Are
Also,
they evacuating?
What, Katie?
So Hammond actually talks about this, and in Jurassic World, the kids go to Jurassic World to hang out with their
Lex
aunt
and Tim.
because no, in Jurassic World, the 2 boys
Oh,
go
right,
because
okay.
the parents are getting a divorce.
Yep.
In this, he says, "I'm talking to my daughter. She's in the middle of getting a divorce."
That's why he didn't
Yes.
show up to
Yeah.
meet the lawyer in the first place when they're
That's-
pulling him on the raft. Yeah, because
Like,
his
this is where
daughter's in the
parents
middle of
and their
getting a
children were
divorce.
getting
Is
a
it-
divorce.
Is it just me? The electric vehicles are not actually connected to the track.
I don't see anything.
I've
No, they
never
are not.
noticed a
No, they
connection.
aren't.
Yeah, so
Connecting
they
them
are
to the
just
track.
driving them close to a track.
And I'm sorry, but like Jeff Goldblum, as sexy as he is in this leather, who's wearing a leather coat? in
Jeff Goldblum. Jeff, that's who.
on the coast of
Yeah,
Costa
yeah.
Rica, of Isla Nublar. God, my whole life
Okay.
is a lie.
Does anybody
No.
know
Oh, está celoso, Senor Brown.
the little
Again.
kid? What's his name?
Tim.
Tim.
Timmy.
Okay.
Tim.
They call him Timmy.
Is it?
Huh?
I-
They call him Timmy sometimes.
No,
I
they
kept
do
thinking
both. It
South-
doesn't
I kept
matter.
thinking South
Tim.
Park.
Did you
they
ever
do both.
see? Did you ever see the Pacific, the series? It was sort of the follow-on
No.
series to Band of Brothers.
No.
Once.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes, I did.
Episode
Yes,
one.
yes, yes. I saw it
Sledge.
all.
I'm out of
Yeah,
water.
Yeah.
Sledge.
You're kidding me.
That's Tim.
Really?
That's him.
Man.
That's absolutely him. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. I learned how to kill Japs.
So that one off.
That's
was
him. Yeah.
Sledge.
Oh,
Yeah,
and,
it's him.
and
Yep.
denim shirts. And remember rolling up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a chambray shirt.
Yeah.
Those are still in.
Yeah,
That is so 90s.
It is
Well,
very
he's-
much.
He's
And
Action
backpacks.
Man.
Yes, that's true. But okay, one thing we
They've
need to
got
get
DVD
into.
ROM.
One thing, yeah, that
How
you can
exciting.
see everything, and oh my god, I'm gonna address this to the gentleman in the room, Katie.
Yes.
So what Dr. Sadler and Dr. Grant are in a relationship, and it's very clear that she's trying to pressure him into having
Yes.
children.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? Like, if a woman's just like, I want to have kids,
I get the impression she's slowly chipping away, like an
Okay.
archaeologist, just chip, and then eventually she'll just get a condom and a needle, and, and then
she's gonna
yeah.
trap
Yeah,
him.
there you go. Yeah.
It's pretty
See, the
much
attack doesn't come from the one you see.
Yes, right.
the other 2 sperm you didn't even know were there.
No, it's when the perimeter is breached.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my!
And
Well,
ladies
y'all
and gentlemen,
breached the perimeter to begin with.
ladies
so-
and gentlemen, Samuel L. Jackson.
That's not the
Yes.
first time you hear him, though. The first time you hear him,
You hear
does
him
anybody know?
He's the announcer.
Oh, you hear him over the.
You hear him over the
1900
intercom.
hours.
Yep.
We'll be leaving on the ship.
Oh, no, not the boat. When they first go to see the unfertilized eggs, because about the boat. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry. He was like, if you're going to the boat, you need to go to the boat, and but he's telling people when to leave. But yeah, you hear him before you see him for sure. And we're at Pee Wee Park.
I know. And they've got Wally stuck to the
They do.
to the front of the
Yes.
vehicle.
And this is the Jeep gentleman that I've told you about at Dragon Con, and I'm sure Katie's seen it too.
This is not a Jeep.
Ford Explorer.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm bad at cars. Sorry.
I agree with the girls.
Get her done.
Get her done.
But it's got
It's an
DVD
inside
ROM.
joke. Don't worry about it.
And it's got cameras in it. Look at
It
that.
does. We spared no expense, which is a line that comes up like 40 billion times in this movie because John Hammond is just crowing about his part.
money
Yeah, apparently.
because he can fund their
Thanks to their
archaeology
investors.
expeditions
For
for the
another
next 3
3
years.
For the
Yeah.
further 5 years or whatever.
3 years.
3 years.
Because that's true. Dr. Grant gets pissed when
This is the foreshadowing exhibit.
yeah, Dilophosaurus.
We'll tell you all the things he can do to kill you.
Yes. Yeah. Where's the dinosaur? Oh, he's in the inside place right now.
That was another thing that really got me about this movie is watching the Dilophosaurus kill
Oh yeah,
Newman,
yes, absolutely.
spitting the tar in his face. Oh god, that was an intense
I
moment.
think that
That's nice.
Was
and
that venom that he was spitting?
it blinded him,
Okay.
and it
Because
would have
remember-
paralyzed
paralysis.
him.
Remember,
Yeah,
if
he
bites
lived
you,
long enough.
if
Yeah.
it bites you and you die, it's venomous. If you eat it and you die, it was poisonous.
Got it.
So,
Got it. Okay.
that
What
being,
if it shoots at you?
I'm pretty sure it's,
Yeah.
I-
Cobras
they
spit.
say they actually say poisonous in the movie, but I'd have to debate that it is venomous because it's
Yeah, 'cause
an
like
animal.
A snake bites you and it's
This
got
is
venom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this. I'm a hacker. Sorry. It's,
No,
that
yeah,
that
Lex.
Yeah,
Which
Lex
is
is-
a huge
Lex's
bit of
whole hacking thing is-
foreshadowing.
But
Yeah.
I never picked up on that until I watched it recently.
Really?
That she was said I was a hack. That I'm a hacker.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
I'm not a computer nerd. I'm a hacker. Like, she's arguing with her little brother because
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, she's such a
I was like,
computer
show me
nerd.
more
Well, wasn't there an
Because it was-
Angelina
that was during the
Jolie
egg
film
scene.
called Hackers?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was
Yes.
more
Yeah.
excited about that.
Angelina Jolie was in
I want
the movie.
I want
called
this to be
Hackers.
my basement. I want my basement to have big windows.
You
like
already
big
have a
round
badass
windows like
basement.
that. Yeah, but you know,
You just
I'm
need-
always looking for different ideas. Actually,
so, really quick question for those of you that have read the book. He talks about he's like your financial issues are not my problem. Like, is there something
Dennis.
in the book where he says like he's in like debt or something?
Yeah,
like I
it's-
know he
I
says
have to reread
Yeah.
it. Do you
I
know?
know he
I-
wants money, but
I seem to remember it just being he's in debt.
okay.
Something like
I
that.
I don't know if they get into the specifics.
Because even at the beginning with the shaving cream, he's like, that's Hammond's thing is that he was cheap.
Cheap.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, it's not Hammond's fault that he underbid to get that job, right?
right.
Yeah,
You
you
know.
bid to, as
You
a
do,
contractor, you
right.
bid to get your own jobs, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? But yeah, I guess that it's a good thing that they do test the park because it's kind of boring before
Yeah.
things kick off. You don't see any of the dinosaurs. You don't see the Dilophosaurus. You don't see the Velociraptors, really. Actually, the Velociraptors are the ones that you do see because they're eating the
Yeah.
cow.
Well,
no, you didn't see it. You just saw the bushes.
Well, we
Yeah.
didn't see,
Yeah.
but they're looking through the cage and watching the raptors eat the cow.
if it were me and I was designing Jurassic Park, I would probably have a bunch of skywalks where you just
Yeah.
walked over and
That
looked
would
down.
be better. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I feel like that's a liability.
I would
Well,
like.
probably. I think the dinosaur's the
Yeah, I know.
liability.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, here's it. God creates man.
misunderstood.
Man destroys God. God creates man, and then Ellie.
Destroy guys.
Dinosaurs
inherits
eat
the
man.
Woman inherits,
Woman
the
inherits the
earth.
earth.
But she says it's so
Yeah.
stone
She's-
faced. The guys are like, what?
And they just look at her like, what
That's
the hell?
Cameron. That's Spielberg. God,
Oh,
I
it's
love
so
Spielberg.
great.
There's so much little.
He's going to
little-
eat the goat.
Yeah. hands-
Now, how long has that goat been living
I
underground?
said, yeah.
Thing
It's like,
yeah.
yeah, he'd
He's-
be a skinny goat. I
Yeah.
think.
He's He's
Oh,
definitely
that's
got a
right.
sad card at
Ponies
this
like
point.
food.
He was on set for a really long time.
Yeah.
He's gonna eat the goat because Lexi, you find out, is
At least my part didn't get cut.
vegetarian.
I like how she asked that guy. Like that guy knows what's going on. That guy's
Yeah.
been in this movie
What's
as
matter?
long as you guys.
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops, like, and he's just like,
That's a goat.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like.
I know, but that's what he says to her is the lamb chop
And
thing.
let's talk about poor
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. Skiers don't want to be fed. They want to hunt.
poor Gennaro. He gets super killed. He doesn't just get killed. He gets the
Yeah.
absolute shit.
Humiliatingly.
Yes.
But
Were his
Yeah.
pants
Yes.
down when
And
it
let's
happened?
talk
No, his
about this.
pants were up.
Okay, good.
But you can't
Yeah.
really
He's
tell
sitting
in
on the
that
toilet,
moment.
so it's
Yeah.
Because
On
he's
the
wearing
toilet.
his shorts.
That's true.
He's got
his
shorts
short
on.
suit.
Yeah,
His,
that's what it is.
His probably J. Crew.
yeah.
Jay Peterman maybe.
Oh, I,
Who
I,
knows?
I love when Jeff Goldblum is
Yeah.
talking to the camera.
There
here.
are going to be dinosaurs on this actual
Yeah,
tour.
right? Hello, hello.
Jeff Goldblum has all the
I
best
really
lines.
hate that man.
Yes.
and
I
that
really
John Hammond
hate
can't stand
that.
it.
I've said that so many times in my life on conference calls.
I believe it.
I have muted it. I really hate
At
that,
least you hope
man.
so.
And this is where you kind of have a little bit of a bro moment between Dr. Allen and Jeff Goldblum, because Jeff Goldblum is kind of feeling out the situation with Dr. Sadler. And because he's been hitting on her super hard the entire time. And
yeah.
he's like, so you and Dr. Sadler, is
Well,
that?
he just-
I've been married 3 times. I have 3 children.
yeah, I've got all
I'm
the.
I'm always
oh, hell
looking
yeah,
for
I
a future
love
ex
kids.
Mrs. Malcolm.
Yeah.
We only
Yeah.
met one.
Well, because he does the thing where he
He's
put
like
his, he
touching
put his
her
hand.
hair.
Yeah.
He's dripping water
Yeah,
on her
yeah.
hand. You know,
Chaos. He's proving
theory.
chaos theory. The fact that you can put that one drop little water
and
in.
I'm talking to
In
myself.
true, like Dr. Scientist
everybody-
form, he's not paying attention or doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
That's
He's
another
like,
line
yeah.
though that I use all the time is God, I hate being right all the time.
And everybody jumps out of the car, and she immediately follows Alan. So you know that this woman is with Dr. Grant. And she just jumps out of the car after him when he jumps out to see the Triceratops that's
Yeah.
sick. And that was a huge effect on me too
Oh,
when I was a
yeah.
kid, seeing it breathe and all it. Oh, just the animatronic.
Their relationship is problematic, to say the least.
Yeah.
It really
Well,
is.
yeah. I mean, they end up having children later in the subsequent movies or something. They have like a family, and
Do they? I don't even remember that.
it's kind of like
Well, why
I
is it
think it's the
problematic,
third.
It
Kate?
had to be the third because the second one was all about Goldblum's
Yeah.
character.
The second, yeah, I know. I love that.
Julianne
Apparently,
Moore.
apparently, Sam Neill and I think also Laura Dern will be coming back.
Everybody's
In the
supposed to come back.
next
I-
That's what I've heard.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to
Don't
be in
do this to me if
2021.
it's not true.
Well,
It's-
apparently
it's
they
just
went.
a rumor right
what
now.
can we possibly do to get people to come back and see another
Get the
fucking
original-
Jurassic movie?
I mean, if
3
you throw Chris
OGs.
Pratt in there again, I think
Why
people are
not?
gonna see
Yeah.
it. I'll see
I love
it.
Chris Pratt. Like
Yeah.
I
Is that
love
your
him.
another
Don't-
true love?
No.
Okay.
I'm fine with Chris Pratt. It's just that like
Jennifer Connelly in.
I don't. Oh, I meant to tell you, Jennifer Connelly. There's a woman named Jennifer Connelly who applied to one of my jobs
Really? Are you?
online the other day, and I was like, should I give Jason?
Wait a
her
minute. Wait a
number?
minute. Wait a
You're
minute.
hired.
Wait. Because Top Gun got pushed back. Did you see a picture?
No, I never get a picture because she applied over Craigslist. So,
I really
so I'm
hope
thinking it's probably not your Jennifer Connelly. But I got really psyched, and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of want to give this number out to Jason, but that would be a violation of her privacy."
Yes.
You should have given Jason's number too and be like, call this number and just
Call
say
this
hi.
guy.
if you really want the job,
Yeah. Hi,
He's
I'm
the
Jennifer
manager
Connelly.
in your
Yeah.
hiring in your hiring network.
I've had that exact. I mean, no. Anyway, so Jurassic Park.
So anyway, we're at this sick Triceratops moment.
It's a sick Triceratops moment.
It's a sick
It's
ass
sick.
Triceratops.
It's on a
And-
skateboard.
And we were just talking about this. So, Adam, what were you just saying about why you didn't think that was a Triceratops?
well, I just saw the little horns on its shield. I don't remember a Triceratops having those.
I love
They
that
do.
Laura Dern is crying.
And Katie
you
and
know,
I
I
remember
love
this
that.
from
Yeah.
Land Before Time because Sarah, the
Popping a pimple
Triceratops.
on the tongue.
But yeah, she the poor trike does have pustules from.
She got a runny nose.
Aw.
Yeah, she's sick, and we don't know why. We never actually determined that.
No, I thought maybe that
And
she was
the
pregnant.
Brachiosaurus is
It's-
sick as well.
It's explained
It
in the
sneezes
book.
on
sneezes
Alan
on
and the kid.
Yeah.
It sneezes on Lexi. Yeah, you're right.
They explain it in the book that one of the things that they learned about the trike was that it was like it did the same thing birds do, where they eat rocks, and the rocks go in a gullet.
And it
then
helps them to
it helps
digest
them
their
to
food
digest
in a weird way.
And so
Yeah.
what was happening was it would
I vaguely
it would go
remember
and
that.
eat a rock or a bunch of rocks, and it would have the whatever berries
The
or whatever on it.
violet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's how
'cause,
they were getting
the lilac berries is what Dr. Sadler thinks that the Triceratops consumed and got sick, but she
Right.
isn't. And that's a great moment. And everybody quotes this from Jurassic Park is that she goes and digs through the Triceratops droppings, and Jeff Goldblum comes up and says, "Now that is one big pile of shit." So
Oh yeah.
that's one of the most memorable moments from this movie.
Dino droppings?
She's tenacious.
You have no idea. Oh, and the storm, because
So-
there's got to
Comes
be
the
a
Just
storm.
like in Deep
Storm,
Blue
yes.
Sea,
They
it's always
saw
a
this
storm.
Yeah.
like right before they hit the initiate tour button. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, because
Well,
we
they
couldn't
said there's
tell
a-
when a tropical storm was. We had no clue.
There's a line about that though. Either the game park guy in the shorty shorts or Samuel L. Jackson said maybe it'll swing like the
It was
last
Samuel L.
storm.
Jackson. said
It was okay. It was
Yeah.
Samuel. So one of them said that. Yeah. So he was like, maybe it'll swing like the last one. We don't know. So Samuel L. Jackson is literally in 2 different movies where a tropical
yeah.
storm causes the right circumstances to happen so that sharks and or dinosaurs can eat him.
I'm sorry because I just
Slurping noise.
the moment when
love
Jeff
it.
Goldblum
Oh, do you?
approaches, he approaches the huge pile of dinosaur shit like he's about to fuck it. He's like,
Takes off his sunglasses.
he's just
all
like-
seductive.
yeah,
Because
I like a challenge.
I saw a meme about this gentleman
It's still
and
steaming.
Katie, where it was like who wore it better, The Witcher,
Yes.
or Jeff Goldblum, and I was like, always Jeff Goldblum. Always.
yeah, yeah. I don't even know
now
what
we
you're
have to
talking
post
about,
it.
but yeah,
Don't worry.
Yeah.
About it.
Now,
But
what
yeah.
you have to remember, if it wasn't for Newman, they probably would have been fine
yeah,
with
they'd
the
have been okay.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything would have been.
It was
'cause
Newman. He's the Antigua protagonist.
he
whatever.
powered everything. He didn't change.
I love that
He-
thunderclap.
Well, I guess he did change. He died.
No,
Is
so
now-
who wore it better, Ross or Geralt? And
Yes,
I said,
yes,
I
that's
present
what
you
it-
Jeff Goldblum. I will send it
Yes.
to you to post.
Please do. I'll put it on our account. But yeah, so here's where everybody splits up, and that's a big pivotal moment because Dr. Sadler splits off and says
Scooby-Doo?
she want
Yeah, yeah.
don't split
Let's
up,
split up,
gang.
team.
But Dr. Sadler stays with the Triceratops, and everyone else goes back in the Jeeps, and they're back on the tour. But then, Newman has to kill the power
yeah.
because that's a thing we haven't
He's using
discussed.
AOL
He's-
video chat.
He's basically committing what do you call it?
Corporate espionage.
Yeah, corporate
Yeah,
espionage.
yeah.
Espionage, where he's basically finding a way to get some of the embryos for the dinosaurs off the island so that he can sell them for a lot of money to a competing
Competitor,
corporation.
yeah.
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 So that's happening. And that's the whole thing, is that if Newman didn't do that, we would have been fine.
Yeah.
The storm
I
didn't
think
knock
They,
us
they
out.
would have
Yeah.
all gotten back. They
Well,
would
we
have
don't know
waited.
the storm. Storm might have knocked out the power.
It might have, but it didn't in this particular
didn't get a
circumstance.
chance.
Yeah, it didn't get a chance. Newman beat it to the punch. So he even has this nervous moment where he's like, "Oh, does anybody want anything from the vending machine? Anybody like?
I got sweets. I want something salty.
I know.
Anybody?" And it's so obvious that he's up to something nefarious, but
They
no.
don't care. They're like, Newman.
Samuel
Well, they-
Jackson's too busy smoking.
Yeah, he's chain
He
smoking
smokes a
throughout
lot.
this entire
Which is
movie.
weird. They don't allow that in
No, they
offices
don't.
anymore.
No, they don't.
Or
And I'll
those
tell you,
computers.
if you're quitting smoking, this would be a very hard movie to watch.
Yeah.
That's true. Because
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, that's Apple, right? Is that an
That
Apple?
it's
They have an app. They
I'm
have
guessing.
Some, they have some Macs and they some IBMs, I think. Or
I think it's Unix.
oh, okay.
I don't know because I know later on Lexi's like, this is Unix. I can
And
do
me-
this,
Jeff
and it's like got
Goldblum
a graphical interface with like, stop dinosaurs, make dinosaurs not eat people.
And Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum has a
Lots of
flask.
Security.
Yeah.
For
And this is the bro moment. Sorry, where he's, Jeff Goldblum's trying to find out what Dr. Sadler's deal is. Where he's like, are y'all together? Like, y'all are a thing. Okay, my bad. And
So, this is an opportunity for Dr. Grant to be like, oh, I need to step my shit up right now.
I
because
guess
if it's
so.
not obvious, this is the problem, but no.
yeah, it's not
Again,
obvious
problematic.
that I'm her lover. Okay, yeah, I should be like, yeah, we're a thing. And
He didn't even say, yes, we're a thing at first. He goes, oh, do you know, like, what's her deal? And he's like, he didn't say anything.
No, he goes, so
He's
you
aloof.
and Dr. Sadler, and
This
he
is
goes,
later.
yeah. And no, but that's about when it happens. But anyway, this is Samuel L. Jackson's.
They called
Yeah,
him
he's
nerdy.
shy.
This is Samuel L. Jackson's premiere. This is the movie that made Samuel L. Jackson.
He's in
He
two
was-
other movies at this date,
I kn-
too.
I
Here's
know.
3 in 93.
But this is
What
the
other
movie
movies
that got
do you
him
have?
some attention.
Help
What?
us out, Kate.
I
What-
looked up
What else was he in?
You guys don't know what other movies Samuel L. Jackson was in
I
in
wish
the 90s?
Not in
No,
not in
I'm-
'93.
Now
I'm-
that is a tasty
Pulp
burger.
Fiction was
Yeah.
94.
I know that one.
Oh,
that
that
was
was
96. Whatever,
94 is what you
94.
said. Dr. Google.
Was he in Jackie Brown?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so Dennis is stealing the embryos
Yes, of all different types.
and he's putting them in the shaving cream can,
The
which is actually a
Barbazol.
really good idea.
It was. It's a very good idea.
That was a very
Yeah.
clever idea.
He was in Jackie Brown because when he was filming Sphere, he would go
Oh,
back
Sphere.
and forth. You know, I watched Sphere the other day.
Did it hold up?
It's not that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as everybody makes
Alf to
it
Seinfeld
out.
it.
Oh, Alf to Seinfeld, way high. 7, 8.
Really?
Because
Okay.
it's like I watched it going, you know, this is actually pretty good.
Oh, you're right, Katie. There it goes.
Yeah,
You
now, and
two are,
Jackie Brown doesn't
involved.
Oh my God, so
Samuel L. Jackson get
In
shot?
'93,
think so.
he
He
is
whatever
in,
his-
Guys, hang
Yeah.
on.
he is in Loaded Weapon 1,
Oh, yes.
Amos and Andrews, Menace 2 Society, Jurassic Park, True Romance,
God, he was in everything.
and then in
that year.
'94, that's when he starts doing Pulp Fiction and like the same amount of movies. He's in so many movies.
Someone really liked
have you
him.
seen Loaded Weapon 1? Has anyone here seen that movie?
I've
Yep.
never even
Negative.
heard of it. until
Loaded
she
Weapon
said
1
something.
it's a spoof of 80s cop movies.
Well,
And it's
loaded weapon,
yeah.
lethal weapon, sure.
It's awesome. It's got
Who's the lead?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you not
and
paying attention?
No, I thought maybe he was
who,
a smaller
the bad
character.
guy is
I was thinking it should be Charlie Sheen or something.
Oh, God,
crap.
nobody needed
Pennywise.
HIV.
Tim Curry. Tim Curry's the
Oh,
bad
Tim
guy.
Curry.
Yeah.
Oh,
In Loaded
Oh.
Weapon?
oh, Tim Curry's such a
Wielding
good
his
bad guy.
skills.
Oh, we've got to do that on
Yeah.
the show.
Truthfully,
for
just says
sure.
we are not meeting our
Because
quota.
Lethal Weapon. Oh, I've heard you
Yeah.
quote it.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
Loaded
know
Weapon
that's what
1.
it was from.
It
Okay.
has a cameo. Bruce Willis has a cameo in it. It's a good movie. It's really funny.
Oh my God, we
At
have
least
to do that for the show.
when I was a 15-year-old kid, it was really funny.
I have to ask this of the people who have children in the room.
Yes.
Would you
Yes.
just send your children out on a Jeep, you know,
With dinosaurs?
with dinosaurs
Yes, I
roaming
would.
the island?
But that's a grandfather. Your grandparents
Yeah,
can
they
get away
wanna-
with everything.
That's
and the
true.
parents are in the middle of divorce. They don't care what's going on right now.
I know my parents are a lot more protective of David than I am.
Yeah.
Well,
because they're the you can't no don't let David do
well,
that.
we got Mr.
It depends on the grandparent.
yeah.
And we got the father of a danger here over
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
corner. So I guess the answer is that yes, y'all would send your children out.
Is that
That's-
Oppenheimer? It would look
I
like
think so, yeah.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
What?
I am become death.
He's smoking those
The
cigarettes
Chakra
down to the
Worlds.
ring. My God, he is stressed
He's
out.
actually smoking the filter.
Yeah. You didn't say the magic word.
Please.
Right.
He does say please.
Yeah.
God damn it! Like, he gets so
Please, God damn it.
sick of this motherfucking Nedry on this motherfucking island.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough.
No, it's never enough.
He's not bleeping fast enough.
But
Phone shut out too.
yeah, Nedry. So that's the thing is that Nedry knocks out the entire part. And this poor goat.
Guys.
It's
Guys,
anybody?
when do I get my union break?
Yeah, yeah.
The goat's been there all day.
I have a SAG card, damn it.
I know I'm a goat, but I gotta pee.
And this, for whatever reason, especially since I was so little when I saw this movie in the theaters, this is the scene
Yeah.
that I remember.
Yeah.
And that's where my
yeah.
dad told me. He was like, you balled up.
Well-
and that was his phrasing, is that I like grabbed his
Yeah.
arm and I was scared, but I didn't freak out or cry or anything. I just like,
Well,
went
yeah.
backwards and grabbed his shirt. Like,
This is the part where there's so many iconic things.
have you guys seen the meme with like the glass of water and somebody put a sign next to it called T-Rex detector?
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
the trimmer.
When I was a kid, I wanted these night vision goggles. Like you cannot.
Hell
believe.
yes.
It looks like
They're
half a
Fisher,
watermelon.
they're Fisher
Yeah.
Price.
They do.
But they're real night vision. And
Are they
as a
heavy?
kid,
Yes. They're
as a
expensive.
They're
kid,
expensive. Put it
back.
down.
there was nothing in the
Somebody who
world
doesn't have
cooler.
children, clearly.
Nothing cooler
Yeah.
than night vision.
Because Gennaro is such a, and that's something I didn't pick up on either, is that is because Gennaro isn't that the company that comes back in the sequels, or at least the law firm?
Is that the lawyer's name, Gennaro?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it is his name, but isn't
I
I
don't
thought it
even
was like
know.
Gennaro Engineering or something.
It's
Unless I'm
engine.
Pigeon gotcha.
Engine.
Engine.
is-
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm totally messing that up.
I just
Then
wonder
never
if
mind.
he's how distantly related he is to Holly Gennaro.
Mm. Well, I'd like to meet the engineers that actually built that
mean-
restroom? Because it just blew apart when the
And who
T-Rex
puts the restroom
breathed on
literally
it.
who puts it right next to the T-Rex? Time to put a porta potty in. That's the spot.
I guess.
Well, I
so.
guess people are going to be,
They're
going
going to soil
Hey,
themselves.
I have
as
to
Jeff-
poop now.
As Jeff Goldblum says,
Yeah.
when you gotta go, you
Yeah,
gotta go.
I love the atmospheric tone in this scene.
But yeah,
Just the
seriously,
sound design. The sound design in this movie
everything about it.
is so incredible. Down to the, you have the T-Rex roar, and they're mixing like 5 or 6 different animals.
Animals
remember
like
cockroaches
elephants,
in
lions.
there.
Yeah.
Cockroaches in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they combine so many different things.
When the
I
goat's
have a
missing.
story about this. When the
Oh,
T-Rex,
and then the leg falls on the roof.
Yeah.
That
Where's the
is-
goat? There it is.
Watch that.
okay, this I have a question about
I
this.
jumped here when the.
Well,
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
jumped when that
Oh,
happened.
that was so
Oh.
good.
So what? I'm sorry. What part of the goat did the T-Rex just
That was
remove?
the
Because
leg.
because
He
then
ate
you,
everything but the leg.
Well,
Yeah.
you see
Oh,
it in a
was it a
second.
leg?
You see
Yeah.
it in a second.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
then she swallows the rest of the goat, and so she's very
Oh,
she
that's
like
yummy,
dextered
y'all.
it. She strategically removed it.
Yeah, probably shaking it.
Maybe.
It's a
Okay.
one biter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my question.
By the way, for those watching at home, you're going to
Oh.
notice we do cut away a lot, and the reason we cut away is because if we just play the video, YouTube gets mad at us.
yeah, they do. They
Yeah.
don't
So,
like it when we do
so we
that.
suggest you play the movie while we're watching it. That's,
Yes,
that's the best way of doing
Watch
this.
along.
Yeah.
So question for everybody in the room.
Yes.
Okay.
I always got really confused about the fact that the goat is just level with the Jeeps alongside.
Yes.
Do you have an
are-
answer for this?
No, there is. As
It
far as
makes
I
no
know,
sense.
there is no answer.
So then let me explain to the hindsighters what I'm talking about. So at first you see the
tell.
goat pushed up to ground level, basically, where the Jeeps are, so that they'll attract the T-Rex and the guests can actually see the T-Rex, yes?
Yes.
But then
Yes.
later, when the T-Rex nuzzles the Jeep off of the side,
Yes.
it falls like
There's
40
a cliff.
feet.
Yeah,
There's a
it's-
cliff. It doesn't,
It-
that
it
never
doesn't-
made any sense
no,
to me.
that never made sense because it's the T-Rex would have to be standing on thin air.
Yeah, I
on
was
the
like,
other
even
side.
as tall as she is, like,
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
I it's one of those things where you wonder.
And I hate to poke holes in this movie.
No,
'cause
no,
it's
I
so-
agree.
It's so wonderful.
but it's a very obvious that doesn't make sense to
turn
the
the light off.
Yeah, to the
turn
point-
the
Yeah,
light off.
no problem. I mean, yes, the T-Rex is out, but no problem has actually arisen. It's just a little. I mean, it's scary as fuck right now, but
Yeah.
he's not going after you yet. Like, what are you trying to solve?
Well, this is like a 14-year-old girl she just got a Lexi.
No, but I agree
and-
with Katie. What the hell is she doing?
Yeah, but
I will
Like-
get you-
Lexi's panicking because she's now
T-Rex
the
go this way.
she's now the adult in the situation because the lawyer runs off and she specifically says he left us, and
Well,
she's freaking out
I think,
because
yeah, that's why I have. There's a saying I heard some.
there's no
once it said,
strategy to what
yeah,
she's doing. I
don't
will
just
agree with
do
that.
something. Stand there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't see you
Yeah.
if you don't move.
No, but there's a lot of situations where that is the correct course of action.
Just be
Don't just do
still.
something. Stand there.
just
yeah.
be still. But
I think
she's
it's for
freaking
like
out.
brown bears. You're supposed to like drop down.
All bears,
Brown bears, no black bears. It's different.
really?
They're tinier.
Ooh.
Oh,
it was
no,
on
no.
the Bill Nye podcast.
We're talking dinosaurs now, Kate.
Yeah.
We're
No,
talking
I just
real life
meant- I just meant
dinosaurs.
No,
life-
dinosaurs. With the T-Rex, you're not supposed to move.
Yeah. Except that was another thing in Lost World that they flipped on, and they specifically said, "Oh yeah, we were totally wrong about that whole T-Rexes can't
Yeah,
see
they
you
did
thing."
say
yeah.
because well, and two, and
There
once
is-
again, I hate to poke holes in this movie, but when the T-Rex is like snuffling up against, Lex and Alan Grant, she's so close to them, she would be able to smell them
Yeah.
being that close to them.
Well,
But-
and also as a predator, I mean, what happens to a prey animal when you scare a prey animal? They freeze.
they freeze.
So like the T-Rex is going to constantly be going, "God damn it! I know
Where
there-
did it go?
I fucking know there were
I just
animals
set
out
that
here."
sandwich down in the kitchen. Where did it go?
A T-Rex,
Damn it.
T-Rex is always losing his keys, always losing the remote control.
Well, he
you
can't
know.
reach any
That's
of it.
true. He can't.
Now I
He
always
can't-
heard.
He can't pleasure himself.
Well, I always heard with the tiny arms,
With
he-
grabbers.
he could not really
This is a
move that
female.
fast. He was more of a scavenger than a predator.
It's
Yeah,
one of
like
those
a
things we just
jackal.
don't know.
Because if he ran too fast and fell, he would hurt himself.
Imagine how embarrassed he would be. All
get
the other
up.
dinosaurs would be
I've
laughing at
fallen
him.
and I can't get up.
That's right.
Hey y'all. I'm gonna
Tiny
bite
little
that tire
hands.
off that Jeep. Or that Ford Escape or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But yeah.
And freeze.
Yep.
There's
that's-
just lines you can hear in your head without the audio.
And freeze.
Now I
Yeah.
gotta
Yep.
see what happens to him because I know he gets knocked over.
He does. So
Throw it.
hindsighters, for those
Not
of you
good.
Yeah.
if we can't necessarily focus on the video right now, Gennaro has gone to hide in the bathroom, and Ian gets knocked by the dinosaur's nose
Yes.
and flies into the debris.
So his pants
of
are
the,
on.
Of
His
the
pants
restroom.
are on,
Pants are
yes.
on.
Well,
Shorts.
they undo his shirt later, and oh my god, that's what
We're,
this is
no,
all
we're talking about the
about.
lawyer.
Yonk.
Oh, the Gennaro.
Snap, snap, snap.
Swing him.
Spinal cord is severed.
And he wasn't moving that much. He was
Right.
just moving his
Yeah.
hands. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's because I swear to God, an entire generation of people believe,
Yeah.
oh, if I'm completely
Yeah.
still, then a T-Rex can't see me.
Yeah.
But nope.
But those
That
are
is not true.
banana-sized teeth, by the way.
Can't see us if we don't move. And
Yeah.
but she's so close to them.
One of the reasons, supposedly, I don't know if this is a true story, but the actress who plays Lex, who was in Tremors, also.
Oh right, the little
Yeah,
girl
she was
on
little-
the
yeah, on the pogo stick, yeah.
That's right.
One of the reasons supposedly she got the part was when they were auditioning actresses, they basically said scream, and Spielberg, his wife was asleep, and she was the one who woke up his wife, and his wife ran in the room to see what was wrong.
Oh wow,
And it was like,
that's the one.
that's the one.
Oh wow, good for her.
That's her.
But see, here now is where things get really
Timmy.
We have to take a dino break.
Thank you.
a dino break.
And also a bio break because some of us have had a whole can of beer. So we're going to be back with you guys in about 1 second.
You've got to stop tonguing my dinosaur.
And we're back.
Weird. Making it weird.
He's got big teeth.
All the
She's-
dinosaurs in
she's got
Jurassic
big
Park are
teeth.
female
Yes.
until we
Do they
learn
address
otherwise.
that in the other movies?
No.
They
They
just
just-
kind
they
of
just said,
established
"Screw
it
it."
in the first one.
No.
Yeah,
They,
Well, the second one is Lost World, where the dinosaurs are just owning the island.
yeah.
yeah.
Which the whole concept was like Jurassic Park was too clean and neat and the labs were so pristine. And the whole idea was that they must have had another facility somewhere.
Yes, they had an isle. They had an
Yeah,
Isla B.
Yeah,
they had another site where
Fully-
I
Isla B.
seriously
fully
never
stocked-
said Isla.
Fully
Oh my
stocked
God.
with bars that you could do, gymnastics.
What's up, Big Chill?
The worst
Big
scene
fan of the
in
whirly
any
durly.
movie ever is in The Lost World when she does the gymnastics. It's like kicks the velociraptor.
I don't care for the daughter story. They had
Yeah.
to give Jeff Goldblum even more of a reason to need to be there, because the whole thing about Lost World is that he's going there to rescue his girlfriend Sarah, and to get her to the hell off the island,
Which
and,
is different than the third one where they're going to rescue someone else. Basically, that's what happens.
they're going to rescue a random family who got stuck there. But anyway, with Lost World.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
But with Lost World, the gymnastics scene was terrible. But Jeff Goldblum didn't need more reason to be there. He was already going there to go and rescue Sarah. So who cares? But anyway, with the third one, if you play the third Jurassic Park,
The third
if you
one
play
is
it
Dark Side of the
backward,
Moon.
it's
So
literally
awful.
the velociraptors being like, these humans took our eggs from our nest and we're trying to protect our baby. It's like, if you look at it that way,
I just want my kids back.
yes, they're Tom Jane.
No, but
You
the
beat me to the
the
damn
third one
punch.
though, the height of the
hate
third
you.
one was whenever Alan's dreaming when they're on the plane and he dreams that a velociraptor is in the seat next to him,
Oh
and
my
it looks
God,
and
I-
goes, Alan, Alan. It's
Hey y'all. I'm gonna eat that.
singe my biscuits.
I'm gonna eat that hat off your head.
Newman.
I know. Newman is so close to succeeding. So close.
Awesome.
So
We
close.
should just reviewed that.
Yeah.
Seriously, it would have taken so much less time. But so Newman is in the middle of his industrial espionage,
Yes.
corporate espionage, whatever you want
He
to call
stole
it.
them babies.
He stole all the embryos, y'all.
And this is the moment when they seem to be setting up a sequel.
And another question. So Newman gets caught on that hill where clearly his Jeep is
That's
stuck
nice.
over a tree. Is it even going to help him to like wind this cable around another tree?
He's
and
already too late anyway. The ship's gone.
Yeah, the ship's
Yeah.
and he's not. He's out of time. Like absolutely. And that-
Stick, stupid, stick.
yeah,
I
he
know.
throws a stick for it. Like, well, that's a thing that happens throughout all of Jurassic Park.
He keeps calling them boys too. He said nice boy, and then he goes your brothers. Doesn't he? How long has he worked there? He knows they're all girls.
Well, he's a tech guy. He's
Yeah,
not.
he
He's
just
not one
runs
of the
computers.
the
scientists.
premises of the whole thing.
I have no
It's the
food on me.
premises of the
But
whole-
it's kind of
I
like
have no
how
food
Chris
on
Pratt.
me. Oh, yes, you do.
Their motto.
Yeah.
All our dinosaurs are
Quite a
girls.
bit,
Quite a
actually.
bit,
all
quite a
over
bit
you.
of poundage. But the thing is, Chris Pratt treats the Velociraptors like dogs in Lost World, where he's like, "Blue, I see you. Oh, quit
Jurassic
it."
World.
Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm messing up all the names. But he's talking to the
Yeah,
the
but
Velociraptors
he
like they're
does this whole
animals, like
tantric
they're
yoga
dogs.
thing with him, though.
And he's like, "Quit it, hey,
Well,
mind your
I'm
manners."
the alpha.
They talk
I'm
about
the alpha.
at
Yeah.
the very beginning how the one, like in the very first scene, how the one Velociraptor, like, or maybe it was just the Velociraptor scene where she killed like all of
Yes,
them except
yes.
for like
Blue.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not blue.
Oh,
'Cause-
in
but
this
in
one.
this one,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there is like a pack mentality. So I mean, I guess if that's the way to get it to go,
That's
They're
what the
binding.
the game that's what the game hunter said. He was like, we brought in the big female and she killed everybody
Yeah.
but like two others.
And they should
and
all be destroyed.
she's yeah,
Oh,
and-
there you go. There's the setup for the sequel. That
We
never
dropped
happened.
the Barbazole,
yeah.
the beard buster.
and
Yeah.
he loses the embryos and he's getting tar spit in his
and
face.
when did
This
this dinosaur make it in the car?
Shut up.
Yeah.
we don't know because he never opened the other door. Damn it, that's another question
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had.
He opened the other door.
He
and
never
got
opened
in.
the other
No,
door.
he just slid in behind him. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this looks like a nice place."
Perhaps they
well-
were making love with the moving vehicle there.
Maybe the Dilophosaurus was smart, like the
It is
Velociraptors,
raining.
and it could open doors,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Velociraptors could. Who
Probably
knows?
like a sewer.
It is fucking raining, man.
Yeah, it's
But no,
raining
it's
like
not. No,
crazy.
it's,
Oh, you're
if
right,
you look
Timmy.
at him, it's not. It's just the river that's like happening.
There's just water falling
It is
out
a
of the
sewer.
tree. And
Like a turd slaps him in the face.
God. Ew.
Raw sewage.
Life finds a way.
He
Ew.
left us. He left us. Okay, we're past that.
Yeah, but no, Lex already said that, but that was her thing is that she's freaking out now thinking that Dr. Grant is going to leave her behind while he goes to get, and that's the whole like character arc with Dr. Grant is that he ends up taking care of the children despite the fact that he's the adult who doesn't like children, and that's a
Right,
big
yeah.
thing for him. So
They're the antagonist. And he's the
I
protagonist.
guess
Yeah.
so.
Because at the end of the movie, he's got the kids and he's got his arms around the
That's
kids.
true, and they're
They're
nestled
sleeping.
in his
Yeah,
arms.
yeah.
When they leave in the helicopter, but Lex is just like he left us. He left us.
But
The same
that's
thing that when
Just like
Gennaro
our
left.
father
I'm
did,
gonna do.
right?
Yeah.
They did a divorce. see?
Oh.
Sam Neill is really, I think Sam Neill is one of the most underappreciated actors
Besides
out there.
Tom Jane. Yeah.
I think Tom Jane's probably more appreciated. Because, look, if you look at Sam Neill, The Hunt for Red
Well,
October.
he wants his kids back, and Alan Grant
Yeah.
does not.
The Hunt for Red October, this, In the Mouth of Madness, which is a freaking awesome movie.
Omen 2.
Yeah.
Oh, and not to interrupt
and-
you, Jason,
go
but I have a question for everybody in the room. So Alan gets up in the tree and he moves the steering wheel. He has to know that moving the steering wheel might change where the car
They
is going to
didn't
be.
cover that in archaeology
I
school.
guess
Okay.
in
pa-
archaeology
in
school.
paleontology school.
they didn't
Yeah,
cover that in community.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I fully believe
I
that
brought it
anybody,
up all on my own. Look at that.
when you're really smart like this, like there has to be something that has to make room.
Those
for
who
the
can't
extra
do, those who
intelligence.
can't
Yeah.
teach.
The extra intel. We had this weird AP physics teacher in my high school. Very nice guy, socially a little weird, and you're just like, why is he so weird? It's because he's wicked smart, and you're like, he had to take out
wicked
something
smart.
to make
Yeah.
room for all that,
yeah.
all
Well,
that intelligence.
That's a Sherlockian thing, actually. For those of you who don't read the Sherlock books, actually, when Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was explaining how Sherlock thinks, he compares his brain to an attic. So, you can move a couch up there, but that means that you have to remove the love seat or whatever, other furniture that
Right.
you have to move to make room for certain knowledge. So that's why Watson makes fun of Sherlock all the time on the BBC in particular, where he's like, you don't know anything about the sun? Everybody knows something about the sun. He's like, no room. Like, it's a whole thing. So
Yeah.
that totally makes sense. Like, genius people just have so much packed into their brains that
Well, it's like
they
Nero
swap
Wolf.
out.
Yeah, they used to say, in Nero Wolf, if I asked you to tell me the title of every book written by Ovid, you could do it, but you don't know what a quarterback does. And Nero Wolf,
exactly.
who was probably Sherlock Holmes' son.
Oh my!
Yeah, and his mother was Irene Adler.
Shut up.
There's a whole theory out there, and it totally hangs together.
I know
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
It does, and I've read it, but I love that you call her
Product
Irene.
placement for Jurassic Park everywhere.
So another question. I have so many questions about this movie.
How much did they
If any of you guys in the studio were helping a kid out of a tree and you were in this scenario, would you go straight down? Wouldn't you just maneuver
To the side?
sideways?
Yeah, it's the Prometheus effect.
Okay.
If the big old spaceship is going this way and rolling towards you, go that way. Don't try to outrun
Move
it.
sideways.
Yes, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. F.
But damn it.
It's like the Austin Powers movie when the steamroller's coming
Yeah.
at him. He
Yeah.
stands like 5 minutes and then it finally hits him.
Boy,
Oh, that
flashlight
was a great
technology
moment.
has come a long way.
Oh yeah.
In the almost 30 years since this movie came
Oh
out.
God.
This movie is 27 years old now?
Can you believe it?
That's not right.
And Laura
That-
Dern has
No.
not aged a damn day.
No, and
That's
she's
called
she's
work.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
She got work done.
I think she
But it well.
Oh, okay.
you
I
know-
was about to say she doesn't look like she.
She's
has
not
work
like a
done.
Melanie
It's the fact
Griffith.
that she doesn't look
Ooh.
like she hasn't aged. That's
No, that's the indicator.
Wait,
obviously.
who was in V.I. Warshawski?
Oh, right.
What?
That was, wasn't that the woman in Top Gun?
No. Was that Kathleen Turner?
I thought it was Kathleen Turner, but.
Okay, we're going a different
Dr.
direction.
Google.
Yeah.
Paging Dr. Google.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
No, but what I was going to say, though, speaking of Laura Dern, because
One
it
of the most
reminded me of
iconic
a,
scenes is coming
yes,
up.
of
so sexy.
He really does.
One of the things
What's
that the
like
actors.
the opening scene of like when they cut back to the labs is just him like
I know.
Yeah,
exactly.
no,
You're like-
He's striking a
that was so many
pose.
women's of our generation's sexual awakening was seeing Jeff Goldblum with his shirt just kind
Sploosh.
of
Yeah, that's sploosh. Syphilis,
just
sperm.
seeing him. He wasn't even shirtless.
You
they
could
just
drown a puppy.
trying to dock some puppy. But tip your fingers,
when
please.
they.
we were 5.
I was,
I don't know when your sexual awakening was. It was not that age for me.
Fine,
Darth, back to you.
slut shamer. Thank you.
She's
But-
precocious.
I'm problematic.
No,
She's
but
precocious.
well, we've talked
Another
about this.
iconic
It's
scene.
been a while since Katie's been on the show. So one of the things that we've discussed is the differentiation between crushes when you're growing up. So
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum was my first crush when I was just like, oh, we're gonna grow up and live together, and that's all I knew what a crush was. Tom Jane was the one where the fizzy kind of feelings started
Mel
to
Gibson.
happen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh God,
Mel.
Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Are you jealous about him too? My God.
Very jealous. You cannot stop talking about Mel Gibson. His inner
Well-
thighs.
Well, that's why I got to ride in the Porsche because I was crowing about Tom Jane. So anyway, so who was your first like innocent crush, as it were? Because Jeff Goldblum was mine, where I didn't know what a crush
and then I want to
was.
hear who your first dirty crush
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. No,
I'm
we've
trying to remember like JTT is coming to mind.
Okay.
Like
I could see that. Okay.
God,
or
I
like
am so
Leo
weird.
DiCaprio. I remember was like a big one for me.
River Phoenix.
Oh, too soon.
No, I wasn't insulting him.
But anyway,
Crickets.
I hit a nerve.
I'd miss him.
No.
But this is the great scene when
Well,
the
like, just the
T-Rex is
silence, like,
chasing the
double.
Jeep. And Jeff Goldblum is like, faster.
Must go
Must
faster.
go faster.
Objects in
Well,
mirror are closer
yeah.
than they appear.
And again, a T-Rex does not run that fast.
She
It can-
she runs at 32 miles an hour. Hammond.
according to that, but if you page Dr. Google, it's a little less than that.
Really?
Yes.
Few
Actually, it
revisions.
gave us kilometers last night. I was like, God, fuck.
Wow.
Gotta figure out what that
Because they
is.
quoted
I
at
have
the
to do
beginning.
math.
See, this is why Jeremy Clarkson would right now be talking about how much superior the car
It's
is.
17. T-Rex is 17 miles an hour.
Ah, 17 miles an hour.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I could outrun him.
A T-Rex is 17 miles an hour. But again, they don't know that for sure. Like,
Okay.
how
Well-
do you know that?
Well,
Well,
see, and that's one of the flaws in all of these movies. Not in this one.
I don't know that I've got a flaw.
Well,
because
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm going a different direction.
I'm listening.
Not in this movie, but in the subsequent movies, they're still just fucking animals. If you shoot them, they'll die. You know, in this movie, they don't have any guns. I get it. It totally makes sense.
There's one gun.
You know,
Only
yeah,
one
yeah.
gun.
That's true.
Yeah.
But even in the book, one thing that I specifically remember is the fact that the game hunter sort of guy,
Shorty shorts.
Muldoon.
yes,
Muldoon? Yeah.
he said, "Here's the thing: even having a gun isn't all that helpful. They are lizards. Slow to bleed means they're slow to die."
Yeah, no, I know. But I mean, like, they're not, it's not Freddy Krueger.
No, I know
It's
that.
not, it's
but
not Jason Voorhees.
That's
if
not what I'm
you
talking
If
about.
you put lead in them, they'll eventually
Brett,
stop
beautiful.
moving.
And once
you know.
again, big dogs. Like,
Oh, yeah.
come here, sweetie. Like handing it a
Look how
branch of.
fucking big the animatronic is.
I can't even imagine.
Well, the T-Rex animatronic was 12,000 pounds, and it had lights on it, and it had to have lights because before they activated it, the lights would tell everybody get the fuck away.
okay.
Because when its head would go by at full speed, people said it was like standing on the street and a bus going by.
That was the T-Rex was similarly dangerous. It kept getting rained on
Yeah.
because of the scene, and there's like a whole thing that you can look up on Google about it, where the guy who was basically the head engineer or whatever, he was inside the
Is that the
T-Rex's
lead
tummy.
engineer, or does he run the head? The head engineer.
Yeah.
But no,
Backwards and
What am I
forwards.
gonna do with you? Mr. Brown?
Backwards and
That
forwards.
was an honest
Anyway,
question.
that was great.
He was the lead engineer.
Anyway, he's in the tummy of the T-Rex and
Oh,
like
his
trying
tummy.
He's the tummy engineer.
His tum-tums.
anyway, he's inside the T-Rex and trying to like patch things up because things keep going wrong with the T-Rex.
he's got an ulcer.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Because it's in
he's
his
the
stomach.
T-Rex doctor. How about that?
I'll have my own sound effects.
But at any given point, apparently, from what I've heard, the T-Rex could have like collapsed and crushed the guy and killed him.
Well, it was even more dangerous than that because, like the shark in Deep Blue Sea, there were moments when the water would short circuit it, and it would
Yes.
turn on.
for like it,
And
it goes off for like no reason.
I think Kathleen Kennedy said it. I don't.
I think it was Anne Heche.
Yeah, it was probably Anne Heche. Anne Heche, who produced this movie.
God.
No, she said it was the scariest thing in the world the first time it happened
I'm
because
sure.
the T-Rex just all of a sudden on its own just
T-Rex
came
or
to
shark?
life.
It-
What?
it-
No, the T-Rex.
in
In both
T-Rex,
cases,
yeah.
actually.
Okay.
This
The
happened
shark
in both cases.
in Deep Blue Sea, they did a test and
One of the Makos just like
it went
kind
straight
of-
through the ceiling.
Yeah, whipped around and like whipped its head up. But yeah, I actually let me give you a shout out, Brendan, because I got
Brendan Gleeson?
no, I got called out for making that joke about saying, "What if I told you that Anne Heche was not in Deep Blue Sea?" And a boy I used to see, he was like, "Who did you think was Anne Heche in that movie?" And I showed him the picture of the blonde woman.
Samuel L. Jackson. Who the fuck do you think?
I was like, the one blonde woman in the movie. That's it. And he was like, no, not even close. And I was like, oh, you're just mad. Like, because he went back to a debate that we had years and years ago where he was like, this is like our RDJ versus Johnny Depp debate. One of them's an actor. One of them's just been Captain Jack Sparrow forever. And in my head, I was just like,
yeah, I got some problems with that
hang
theory.
on, no, but I dismounted pretty well, at least in my head. I didn't want to be mean, but I'm gonna do it on the show. I was like, you're just mad that I like Johnny better than I like you. So whatever.
I don't know who the fuck he is, but I like Johnny better than him.
Yeah, Brendan, deal with it.
Yeah, go watch Ed Wood and tell me all he is Jack Sparrow.
For real.
Yeah, okay.
I've never heard you defend Johnny to such a level.
It's
Ed Wood's a great film.
it's in my top 3 of all-time favorite movies.
I know
yeah.
that, but you've always been like,
Oh no,
Johnny.
I like Johnny Depp.
I adore Johnny Depp.
I'm gonna have to remember there was.
He's just the right age.
In fact, I think it was Sphere because I watched it and I was looking it up. I think he was one of the people who was considered to be in Sphere, and I thought, ooh,
Was he really?
that would have been very.
That would have been so different.
Yeah, it would have been, but yeah, come on, Dustin
Oh
Hoffman.
my god. Anyway, no, Dustin Hoffman
yeah,
nailed
he's-
it. Like there.
And Anne Heche.
Oh, police. Police.
She was so good in Basic Instinct
Anyway, this is a really poignant scene, actually.
with
that
great
we're-
music.
Yes, the whole movie has great music. John Williams is the goddamn man. But Laura Dern is kind of a B character in this movie, I would say, but she gives
I don't think so.
No,
But
wowzers.
hold on, she gives such a phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
Like she's script wise, I'm saying
Yeah,
she's kind
yeah.
of a B character. But as far as her performance, she's amazing.
But
And-
how cool is it though that it's her and Attenborough?
Yes,
You know,
and they just sit there and. You wouldn't really see this kind of a scene these days
No, you
in a
would not.
movie because it's just kind of filler. Where
Well-
she's telling him, we're concerned about Lex and Tim and Alan, like the people that we love are the ones that matter. So you don't need it really to move the story forward.
you don't. And what I like about it is, and you're right,
the flea
'cause
circus
you,
part.
Oh, the flea circus. Is
Oh,
great.
it's so
Mummy, can you
great.
see the
I
fleas?
love
I
that.
see the fleas.
Oh, yep.
Oh, here he just said spared no expense.
The
About ice cream.
I know it makes me want ice cream though.
And
was
because
good.
she eats and she's like,
yeah.
it's good.
No, but what I like
She's
about
crying.
it is that you've got this, the John Hammond
Oh,
character.
look, it's Millie.
Aw. You have the John Hammond
I
character.
thought she was the T-Rex.
Yeah.
She's just a big ass animal.
She was all the dinosaurs. Okay, got it.
So
Yeah,
go ahead,
anyway,
Jason. I'm sorry.
you've got Hammond and you've got Dr. Statler.
Sadler.
Sadler?
I thought it was Sadler.
I think it is Sadler. Yeah.
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
Doesn't matter.
And if this movie was made today and it wasn't made by Spielberg, Hammond would be a legitimately villainous character. And in this one, he gets it. His motivation is that he's spent all this time. The man brought dinosaurs back to life.
Would he be more Louis Gossett Jr. like in Jaws 3D, where like people's safety was kind of on his back burner, or
Maybe.
would he be more villainous
Maybe.
than that?
I think they would make him more. I mean, look at the last Jurassic World. It's like there's no gray areas in that. The bad guys are just evil. And they just
Yeah.
it's pure evil.
Okay.
And that's what they want. In this one it's
It's
you know,
gray.
yeah,
Very gray.
you can sit there and go, this was this
Poor
guy's
Lexi.
dream. This was the culmination of his life's work, and he wants it to be something. And they even go the extra mile to to have that scene where he says, this is not just going to be a treat for the super rich.
yeah, he does
Yeah.
go out of his
We
way
want
to.
everyone to enjoy
'Cause
these dinosaurs.
Even Gennaro, he's being an asshole, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll have like a coupon,
coupon day.
And John Hammond's like, "No, this isn't for the super rich." Like you said, Jason, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
So
But-
there really
but I
begs the
agree.
question: could an Englishman fit in this mouth with a hand grenade in his hand
And hang on.
and hang
Oh,
on?
Hang on.
I swear to
Yeah.
God.
And then you can just pull the pin
Probably
and-
not, because sharks do have tongues. You did ask this question on 3D,
yeah.
and they do have tongues. Turns out they don't tend to use them very often because they don't need them.
Guess I don't fucking need to.
Everything tastes salty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
2
don't.
points.
I don't think with this one. No, I don't think Sir Lord Slappy Bottom could.
I thought of Lord Slappy Bottom. I drank a beer to him watching this movie.
Poor fella.
Because, he would have handled these dinosaurs totally differently.
They die
They
magnificently.
would have died magnificently.
And then he dies magnificently, so whatever. But this is a turning point in the movie where we do find out. And Grant just kind of hypothesizes about this and just sort of figures it out in his head. It's nothing that really ever got proved, but they run across a wild nest of eggs.
A clutch
Which
of baby dinosaurs.
which should not should not
There
be
he
a thing.
is. There's
Here,
Oh my
Let's
Let's
God.
pause for a moment. This is Jeff
Hello,
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
We're gonna grow up and get
They had
married.
to oil him up for that one. Yeah.
No, they didn't. That's what's weird.
That's just his sweat. Oh my God.
It just is musk as a
I
gentleman.
can smell it from here.
Okay, so for my
No, but hang
birthday,
on, hang
I
on.
want that. I want a replica of the cane with the
The amber
Yeah,
mosquito.
that's- and I would just
Oh,
what?
that wasn't what I was planning to get you for Christmas or anything.
Okay,
Oh, let's
Damn
forget
you
he said it.
ruined it.
No. No, he's forgetful. He's over 40.
What?
You know,
Yes, exactly. What
shit
are you talking
happens.
about?
Oh, look, Samuel Jackson smoking again.
chain smoking.
Of course he is.
He's,
You guys
he's
really need to.
constantly
We need to make
smoking.
this like a drinking game. We need to pick
Yeah.
a movie, and we need to. Everybody has one rule, and that's the drink.
It's just
so
drink a lot.
every time
Oh, it's a-
Samuel Jackson smokes, you drink.
How about we watch
So
The
the
Big
whole movie.
Lebowski, and every time you hear the word "fuck," you have a drink.
Oh God!
Oh my God.
We'll all
We would die
wind
of
up with
poisoning.
alcohol poisoning. Yes, but we missed a poignant moment where, not poignant moment, but an important moment where Dr. Alan Grant figures out, oh, the dinosaurs are breeding, because they run across that wild nest and they see like all the little pitter patter of feet that have left the nest, or footprints rather, and so they find out because he was like, oh, the amphibian blood.
Certain
the
types
frogs.
of frogs.
West
They-
African frog.
They change sex in
Or
order to
transgender.
breed. Yeah, and so they breed together, and life
Onto your butts.
found a way.
one quibble with the movie is they bring up the
I've had some.
One?
they bring up the lysine contingency.
It
Yeah.
never go
Yes.
anywhere with it.
They
Well-
bring that up. later.
Well,
In the sequel.
the idea
Oh,
is that they can't produce lysine, so they have to be given lysine,
and if they don't have it for
they'll-
more than 7 days, they'll die.
they'll die. And so it's like
It's a kill switch.
that's not really something you can put into effect. You just don't feed them, which you're not doing right now anyway, because the whole park is falling apart.
Right, and that's how the sequel even
But-
happened.
This is all happening in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So they're still fine.
But in the book, at the end of the book, there are reports, because one of the things that they don't have in the movie that I really miss from the book are the little compies, the little tiny dinosaurs.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are in
yeah.
the second one, right?
Are they in the second
they're
one?
in the
That's
sequel.
in the very-
yes.
Okay.
The little
They
kids.
kill
Yeah.
they kill the
Little
guy from
girl.
Godzilla who eats gum because it makes us look more American.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
But no, they mention the lysine deficiency in the second book or in the second movie as well, because when
Gallimimus.
Sarah, the Julianne Moore, when she's there, she's around with her little Nikon taking pictures. She goes, well, the thing is, they are lysine deficient. That's how they were bred. But the dinosaurs have actually started eating all of the plants on the island that
Yeah.
have lysine in them. And
Yeah.
the carnivores, well, they eat the herbivores. So it's a snowball effect, but
And
upward.
They mention that at the end of the book, Jurassic Park,
Okay.
where there's reports in Costa Rica of dinosaurs, of the little compies.
I love them.
Like eating things, and that's the thing. Oh, well, the things they're eating are very high in lysine.
Lysine.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I guess they're getting eaten. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
you know, because
Crazy.
the idea was that in the book, sort of the sequel would have been the dinosaurs escaping the island and being on the mainland.
Yeah, which happened in the sequel.
Yeah,
But we brought the T Rex
Ugh,
to San
yeah,
Diego.
with the whole
And,
King Kong
So
thing.
tell me the name of this dinosaur.
Gallimimus.
Yes, there you go. You beat me to the punch. So they're in the field, and Tim correctly names the kind of ostrich-like dinosaurs that are not velociraptors. They're Gallimimus, and
I'm gonna
then the
eat you.
T-Rex. I'm
Yum,
gonna eat the
yum.
hell out of
Oh.
you. I always hate this. I hate seeing that Gallimimus getting eaten. It makes me sad. And Lexi, I love how they do the whole thing where she's like, "Are these meat eating metasauruses?"
Metasauruses.
And Timmy's like, "Vegisaurus Rex, Vegisaurus," and he's trying to reassure his sister.
Keep low and follow me. No,
Look how much
I'm not
blood.
moving. Like I am staying my ass right there
Yeah.
until
that-
the goddamn T-Rex leaves.
Is that what y'all would do? Like as
Yeah.
boys? Like, see, I'd want to get the fuck out of there. To be
No,
perfectly
no, because I don't want to look as
Oh,
much
Jeff
like
Goldblum,
prey
my
as
goodness.
possible. we are actually
well over time.
We're
When
like,
they open
yeah, almost
it's
at
a long
90.
movie,
Yeah, it's a long
though.
movie.
So that's a thing. Thank you for hanging in, hindsighters. We
Yes.
appreciate that. But yeah, so about what time are we at?
We are at almost 90 minutes.
Oh man. Okay.
Ooh.
So we can kind of wind it up,
Yeah,
but
we know how it ends.
especially
yeah.
especially with the shirt
Dinosaurs
I'm wearing.
eat
and-
everyone.
Yeah.
Hold on,
The
I gotta
last
move.
dinosaur eats the scuba tank. Brody shoots it. blows up.
Sure, Slappy Bottom dies.
Yeah, smile, you son of a.
Chris Pratt comes, saves the day.
He
Yeah.
does. He treats the velociraptors like dogs. But here's the thing: I wore a special shirt just for you,
I love it.
Hindsiders, and I've got my
Clever
special hat
girl.
on. I am a clever girl. Because that scene is about to come up where the game hunter. What is his name?
Muldoon.
Muldoon.
Is it okay?
Game Hunter.
But there's a weapons
Game
locker with
hunter.
so many guns. They only take
know.
one out.
Yeah.
I would just be
That's-
handing
There's
out.
only
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
gun in
Yeah.
the entire movie.
I'm like, where's my AR-15?
Yeah.
And,
But all the radios are nice and charged.
Yes,
yes,
of
they
course.
are.
And
the
how cool
phones
are those
don't work.
shotguns?
I love
though?
this moment though, where
Yeah.
Ellie is telling John Hammond because she's about to go help the game hunter turn the power on back to the park because and that's the thing we didn't mention. Samuel L. Jackson dies. And he
Yes.
dies hard.
But
you don't see
he
it.
doesn't come back after
just
that
see
scene.
it,
It's because
yeah.
he's going to work on another movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He had to go eat a tasty burger.
Guys, that's all the time I have. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm
My
Samuel L.
arm will
Jackson.
make
Just
an
leave your
appearance later. Yeah.
Muldoon's got really nice legs. I'll tell you.
I
Well, you
mean,
see a lot of
You
them.
do. You do. You do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the
Well,
the
shorts were just
'Cause
starting to get longer in the 90s.
They're
This
as
was
long
the
as
early
hers.
90s.
Because when you're that dude, you don't give a fuck.
no. When
You're gonna
walking around
dress
with-
however the hell you want to dress.
Absolutely.
He's dressed to kill.
That shotgun is so
Velociraptors.
damn cool.
Oh, nice. Well done. Oh, that was really good. So, yeah, we find out that the velociraptors have escaped from
Yes.
their pen.
Escapade.
Where's Chris Pratt when you need
because
him?
they're finding.
Because the first thing you do is take off your hat and assess the situation.
And then put it back on.
It's like when you turn down the car volume when you're lost. You have to
But
turn
it's
the volume
smart.
down.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it doesn't make
yeah.
So I
any
can
sense.
see better.
But Muldoon knows so much about velociraptors. Why does he fall for it? You know, you think he'd be ready for it. I know I would have been.
He
They're
knows- he
just
knows
smarter
from-
than he is.
Yeah.
He's not the one that points that out, though. Alan is, and that's another moment that in this movie that really sticks in my mind is that kid being a smartass at the beginning, where he's like, "It looks like a giant turkey, the Velociraptor skeleton,"
yeah.
and Alan is the one who's like,
I don't know what
"No,
turkeys this kid has seen. That did
Yeah,
not look
for
like
real.
A turkey.
well, because they're going for the bird comparison
I
really
know.
hard, or whatever." But Alan
I like how
just,
Laura Dern trips right here.
I
I always wondered if that was intentional. It looks
wonder.
intentional, but I don't know.
When did she hurt her foot? That's what I want to know.
No, she doesn't hurt her foot. The flashlight is still attached to her and it's tied to her, so it's like holding her down, I thought.
No, but she continues to limp like
She do-
later,
oh,
and you're
okay.
just like, why?
Yeah, because she's doing that like real
yeah, yeah.
serious limb.
And
Yeah,
at the
if you're a
first,
child trying to pretend that you have a limp,
Yeah.
that's how you're
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
and when she
And
first
she's
leaves,
got that Laura Dern pained look on her face, which I love Laura Dern.
and
I'm
she,
not,
yeah, we're not making
Yeah.
fun of you, Laura Dern. We know you're paying attention. We love you, but
You know
I
who
saw-
Laura
I saw
Dern's
him
dad
living.
is?
Mr.
Bruce?
Dern.
Bruce Dern.
Yes, of course. I didn't think the
No, I
girls would know that.
Do they know who Bruce Dern is?
Bruce Dern? Bruce.
Laura Dern's dad.
Oh my God.
Okay, you do know. Okay,
You see, but the
Yeah.
thing is, I knew Bruce Dern long before Laura,
Yeah.
Laura Dern was
Oh my God.
born.
Katie, that was perfect.
He's Mr. Dern.
I'm not wrong.
Laura
Like-
Dern said,
Dern you anyway. That's what I gotta say.
Dern
this
you,
is
Adam Brown.
the unintentionally funny, almost electrocution of a small child.
Yes, yes.
No, not
Yeah.
almost
What do you mean
electric.
almost?
Well, that's-
He
yeah,
straight
yeah,
up
sure,
gets-
yeah.
he straight up gets a
Wait,
charge.
see, this is how you know he's ready for fatherhood.
Yeah,
he does
'cause
a tattoo.
He does straight up.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
And what's hilarious is in that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so shocking.
Well, no, what you really know, what makes him really prepared for fatherhood is that horrible joke where he pretends to be electrified.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what he
As opposed
yeah,
to-
yeah.
as opposed- oh, I thought you meant when he was catching Tim from falling off.
No,
This one.
He makes a bad dad joke.
Yeah. No, Tim's got the dad jokes earlier. He goes, "What do you call a blind
That was
dinosaur?"
great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I
Do you think
forgot.
he
That's
saw
true.
us?
Do you, what do you
Yeah.
call a blind dinosaur? Yep. Did you,
and what do
did
you call his
jump-
dog?
Do you think he saw
Thesaurus
Rex?
Yeah.
And also, I cannot believe that somebody like Dr. Grant wouldn't have a multi-tool. Maybe in '93 they didn't have Gerbers and
Something,
Leatherman,
like a
but I would
pocket
start
knife.
cutting that
This
thing,
is a
just go through
vacation
it,
for
you
him.
know.
This is a vacation for him.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
that's true.
I suppose.
But Yeah, I guess not. But did you gentlemen get the video that I sent you earlier about gay dinosaurs?
Oh yes, yes.
You sent it to me too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And
And
the
I was
gentle
actually in the middle of
lady.
watching
Did
it. And then
everybody get it
my
then?
roommate
Okay.
called and I never got to finish it.
Yes.
That's what I figured was happening.
I love
Well,
His
so
shoes are
let's
so clean, by the way. Every time
Yeah.
you see the bottom of his shoes, they're so clean.
Nike
somehow.
paid
In the
good
tree?
money for those shoes.
it
to
or
be-
is it Timberlands?
I don't know.
it. Who knows? But,
So okay. So
Yes.
we know how the movie basically ends.
All the dinosaurs.
Everyone's dead.
more people survive.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
let's-
most of the people survive.
This is true.
Muldoon dies.
And
Like
most
I'm
of the
saying,
Jackson
dinosaurs.
Muldoon dies. Samuel L. Jackson dies. Because that was another moment that stuck with me. Is that
Newman dies.
Newman dies.
Newman dies.
Yeah.
Well, we don't
with
really
the
know.
Dilophosaurus. Yeah,
They might be
but,
lovers.
but Samuel L. Jackson's
This
arm.
Jeep's a rocking.
Yeah, you're my
Don't come
bitch
and
now.
knocking. Never mind. I had to like throw something in before the end of the show.
Now I've got an image of Wayne Knight and a Dilophosaur. They're
Kind of
smoking.
smoking a cigarette. Take a puff off of this baby. No teeth this time.
Oh,
All right.
my.
He looks, he looks
How
at the
about Alf to
Dilophosaur and
Oh
he says,
my.
Oh, so on a scale of Elf to
don't be
Seinfeld,
chief.
Adam, where does this line up for you?
Hold on. So the way that the movie was originally supposed to end, does anybody know this story?
No.
It was
No.
supposed to be more dramatic than how it even happened. So for those hindsiders who haven't seen and aren't watching alongside us right now, the T-Rex doesn't originally save the day. She chases them. She chases Lex, Tim, Laura Dern, Alan, and Jeff Goldblum and John Hammond to like the helicopter. There was like a whole chase sequence where she's going after them. So those, I think, were the only people who were supposed to survive, but
Okay.
they changed it so that
Well,
you know,
the T-Rex skeleton was going to be the hero because it was going to fall and like one of the ribs was
'Cause
gonna
it does
it was
fall.
going to impale a raptor and then the skull was going to hit and then they said,
I didn't know that.
Little hokey.
Here goes
Yeah,
Tim. Here
yeah.
he goes.
Yeah.
But so Spielberg wanted the T-Rex to be the star.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense because he
Yeah.
spent so much damn money on
He's
it.
on
so
the fucking
sure.
logo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's even
I'm really from the Cretaceous period, y'all.
you're welcome. But said the nerds on this show. But yeah, here we go. Here's Samuel L. Jackson's arm.
No, here's the dinosaur.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And then she gets
Because I thought that was his arm at first.
That's true. Yeah.
Thank goodness you're here.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, and she just pulls it like, oh my god, it's
Thank God you're here.
God
it's
damn.
not attached to. And I don't know how she shut that gate on that Velociraptor, but
Yeah.
I
You got
swear to
strong
God,
legs.
There it is. So
Oh,
Sam
Mr.
Jackson's
Arnold.
arm
Mr.
falls.
Arnold.
Oh no!
I would also like to point out the way that his hand falls. His hand would be groping. Just FYI.
Well, it's
that
Sam-
wasn't the
it's-
first
well, it's not
indication.
his fault.
It's Sam Jackson.
It was
It's-
six
Yeah,
takes.
yeah.
It took six
Yeah.
takes to
It's
get
not-
it right.
See,
There's the limp.
See?
Okay.
Well, at this
Then-
point,
Oh,
the
no, no, no,
flashlight,
she's right.
like I
You're right. The
said, it's
flashlight.
the
It's the
flashlight would
flashlight.
not be
Relay.
holding you back
Okay.
that much.
I
well,
would have fed
And
the
it
arm
would
to
have
the
gotten caught
Velociraptor,
because
by
now
the way.
it's gone. The
Well, here.
flashlight's gone. Flashlight's gone. She's still limping.
Well, Tommy Lee Jones would have used the arm and beaten the
Yes,
Velociraptor.
yes.
he would have beaten the volcano to death.
So,
But the game hunter's about to die, and there's my shirt. Clever
Yeah.
girl.
Yes.
That's the
Okay.
moment that's about to happen. Is that because Alan does point out to the little kid, whoosh,
yeah.
it's the other two
And it's
raptors that you
bad.
didn't even know were
Oh.
there, and he was completely because that's one thing that happens throughout the movie is that you see him and Ellie get really excited about their theories, and she's like, "Oh, this thing doesn't live in a swamp." Like, then all of some things are being disproved, some
Yeah.
things are being proved. Like,
Right, right.
and they're really excited about it. But Alan was 1,000,000,000% right, apparently, about the Velociraptors because, oh, this large turkey that you're looking at,
Yeah.
it's out there in the distance, and then there are two others on the side, and whoosh, they whip in. It's the other two that you didn't even know were there, and they slash you
They
open.
slash you, open
Yeah.
your belly.
You're
your
alive.
intestines fall out.
When they
I still
start
would
to
have. I
eat
still
you.
would have taken that shot at that one in front of me.
Oh,
I'd have brought it. I'd
absolutely.
have brought his ass to the other side.
Oh
with
my
me.
god! But yeah, so
Right.
it's the big, the big girl of the pride that he
Right.
calls it that attacks him, and he's like, and
that guy.
those are some good last words because he's like, I'm defeated. He's like, clever girl, and
And they
she
must be
kicks his
afraid of the
ass.
boomstick. You know, once it goes off, it would have to scare them a little
you
bit.
think that
You
if
have
they
to-
heard that thing, they would go, "Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, well, hang on, we didn't plan for
We
this.
didn't sign up for
Yeah,
that
no.
shit.
What movie is that from? This is my boomstick.
We
Evil Dead.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
very good.
yeah.
I don't like scary things, Mr.
That one's
Brown.
not scary.
No, it's a
The
comic.
first one is really scary.
The first one, yes.
The first one is.
I'm a
one is
chicken.
Comical.
I'm
It's
a
not as.
girl gets raped by a tree. I don't even know what
hard.
to say.
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it. I was just sitting there. I kept going,
No,
this
it's
is a
true.
movie?
Yeah.
This is a movie.
Well, we're
Ash versus
digressing.
Evil Dead. That one. That's
Okay.
better.
See,
Yes.
all right.
Those things
Anyway,
are
anyway,
creepy.
So-
anyway.
Fearless
Out to
leader.
Seinfeld.
Fearless leader, take
So-
charge.
We're approaching.
the star of the movie, the T-Rex,
Yes.
eventually saves the day.
Let's
kills,
give her a name.
B. Arthur.
Nice.
Okay.
That's right.
B.
Yeah, B.
That's your name for
So
now.
yeah, B.
For now.
B comes in there and she kills the velociraptors because she's like, bitch, I'm a fucking T-Rex. Okay? I'm not gonna have you little piss ass little guys running
Hey,
around
that's
my
my-
island.
That's my meal.
Yeah.
Bitches.
And Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, the kids, Dr. Hammond. And
You're right.
that's-
She keeps limping for like no reason.
Yeah.
That's true.
Jeff Goldblum.
Phantom
Now
Limp.
you
Yeah,
live.
Jeff Goldblum.
And
Yeah,
we're
he
back.
lives too. Yeah.
And we got another.
And the last shot of the movie, though, which I always thought was very poignant, was when they're on the helicopter and they're flying away from the island, and they look and they see the pelicans flying.
yeah.
You think
And
they're pterodactyls, right?
Yeah,
Birds.
yeah, and it's like
Birds.
it's like this return to normalcy.
Yeah.
You know. But let's talk.
T-Rex detector.
about-
Velociraptor detector is
Yeah.
Jello, and T-Rex detector is water.
But let's talk about how this movie is aged. Let's talk the Alf to Seinfeld scale.
Sure. Oh, the kitchen scene.
I don't know if it's a 5 or a 10. It's hard for me to say because I loved it before. I love it now, but I feel like I love it more.
I feel like I love it more too.
I feel-
was
You
gonna
know,
give it a- I'm
honestly,
gonna give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got more out of it. I will say I definitely got more out of
Okay.
it than I ever paid attention. I will give this a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a
Well, you
good-
know, my
Newman's line
takeaway,
of,
my
"That's
takeaway
nice."
is the two female
Stole it
seatbelts.
for
I never
never knew
saw
that,
it,
never
you
knew
know?
Yeah, I never paid attention to that.
very
Good.
good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quinn or
Yeah.
Q. Sorry,
Q.
Quinn.
Q.
That's
oh,
okay.
you
My
guessed
stepmom-
that his name was
my
Quinn once.
stepmom
That's what
called
it
him
is.
Z the other day. I was like,
I've been calling your youngest brother
Z.
Leroy my
Do you
entire
ever-
life.
his entire life.
But do people make
His
Star Trek references or James Bond
No.
references or any of the other characters named Q?
Doesn't happen. But okay, so Jason, what do you? We've already got our
It's tough.
scores.
I
from-
mean, like I said, I love that it's been one of my all-time favorite movies since I was 14. And it's still one of my all-time favorite movies.
against the door. Oh. Sorry,
I'm gonna have to give it a 5
that's a perfect
because
score. so-
because
no, that's a perfect score.
no,
that means
it's a perfect score because I loved it then. I love it now.
And-
It's still in the top 10. You know.
I will go ahead and give it an 8 because I didn't catch a lot of the humor when I was watching it when I was 5, obviously. Like, I didn't get the whole subplot of Ellie, you know,
see
trying to
dinosaurs.
drop Dr.
Dinosaurs.
Grant.
That's all you see.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
that was it.
Yeah.
All the, you know, biggest moments to me were involving the dinosaurs, but then I grew up and watched it. I was like, oh, Dr. Ellie, she's totally trying to trap Dr. Grant's ass with a kid. Like, and I thought that was kind of funny as a side story. And just Jeff Goldblum hitting on her unabashedly, despite the fact that she's in a relationship with another man. Just things I didn't pick up on when I was a kid. And that's the whole point of this. The toes tapping. Sorry, that distracted me. But the Velociraptors are, I'd say they're the real villains of the
Oh yeah.
movie. The
They're the
T-Rex. The T-Rex, I kind of get over that. Like, you get
T-Rex is just hungry.
He just ate a lawyer. Big deal.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
And
I
one
forgot
of
you were a lawyer.
the little
Yeah.
chicken
Bloodsucker.
dinosaurs.
well, when a bear eats you, nobody gets upset about that.
No, that's
the
true.
captain of the bears isn't like, oh, he's usually a pretty good bear. Anyway, yeah, but the kitchen scene is always that always caught me.
We're-
That's a
we're-
slasher
But-
film.
Yeah,
I know, but,
we've gone through.
I've given it my score. So, yeah, that was Jurassic
Touche.
Park.
So we got a
You
10.
just got my mic.
No, I paused it.
Pause it. So you're not going to get distracted.
Gotcha.
Because we could talk about this movie all day.
This is true.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
Aw.
Before we go, again, guys, go to the website, hindsight.show.
We have merchandise.
We have merchandise. You click the store link. You can
It's
buy it
wildly
there.
inappropriate.
It is. It's very inappropriate. Some of it isn't.
Yeah,
some
some
of
of
it.
it's
Some of
alright.
it's. We have a lovely face mask
Yes.
that you can wear. Very citrusy theme, very spring themed, I think.
Smells nice.
Also, make
I
sure
wouldn't
you
know.
hit the subscribe button, hit the ring the bell button, all that stuff.
Pay attention to us, please.
Follow us on social medias. We've got the links and everything on the website. And other than that, I think that's about it. Katie, thank you very much
Absolutely.
for returning
joining
and
us.
joining us
We always
once
love having
again.
Katie.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been almost a year since you've been in the studio.
been a while.
It's been quite
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You've been in on Zoom, but you haven't physically
Yeah.
been in
Yes.
the studio for a while. So thank you for joining
And
us.
that didn't
again.
work very well. So
Yeah.
we got
It worked
audio.
all right.
Yeah, we got audio.
We did what
Yeah.
we could. But anyway, so Hindsighters, thank you so much for joining Jason and Adam and myself and our special guest Katie for rejoining us in the studio. We appreciate you tuning in for your workout time, your walking your dog time, your quarantine. This has been Hindsight, and good night.